This is Braves Live, presented by your local Toyota dealer. All right, so if you didn't know before, we are up against a pretty dang good baseball team out there at Citi Field. Your Atlanta Braves are back in Queens, flushing away last night's loss with the hopes of gaining back the game they dropped to the Mets in the division. It's Ian Anderson's time to shine. And with a little confidence to feed off of from his last go, I'm hoping the run-scoring capabilities from the comeback effort just roll right into this evening as we say what's going on and what's happening. Trevor Scales and Brian Jordan back here in Atlanta, and I'm hoping Brian didn't have too much trouble getting back to the studios this time around because it's been a little while. But regardless of all of that, you understand you took that L last night, but you are hoping to even the series against a team that you know you have to battle with for the duration of the remaining part of this 2022 season.
No doubt about it. But first, I am happy to be back in the studio trying to look important with my iPad. But yeah, you got to get some revenge, guys. And if you can't get up for games like this, it's a playoff environment. I wish I was a fan sitting out there. That's how good it is. You got to get revenge. You got to bounce back from last night. It was a great game. You were so close in that ninth inning. But tonight, different night. You got to win this game.
You came close, but it was only so much that you could do when you suffer a 5-0 deficit through 3 innings, BJ. It was bad early on, but some hope later in the effort, as you mentioned.
Well, to be honest, you kind of expect that. I mean, right? It's a playoff environment. I'm telling you, they juiced the balls up for this game because some balls were pounded and hit out of the ballpark that I didn't think should have gone out of the ballpark. Hey, the Mets are here to stay. They have made some improvements. Buck Showalter is doing a great job with this ball club. And we have to step up as the Atlanta Braves and get some get back today. I mean, great game to come back from 5-0 deficit. Carrasco, hey, he hadn't given up a run in 20-something innings, but the Braves showed him, we sent a message, we're coming after you.
It's good to get a little something in on the tail end there, brought to you by Ronald Acuna Jr., who thankfully got a little something going, got his first home run since July 8th. It was good to hear a yah-yah call, at least from the couch, I imagine.
Oh, my, it was so good to go yah-yah at home while I was watching it because this was long overdue. You can see him putting his hands up. Thank you, God. Thank you. Because look, I'm surprised Carrasco threw him that slider, but he did not miss it. And that had to feel good for Ronald, who is really working hard to figure it out. And it's come tough for him right now. So good to see that home run.
It's part of the process that he's going through, the rehab, right? He is 12 months removed from a drastic knee injury. And it's a process that he spoke to, I should say, post-game after the loss.
Es que sí, de verdad que ha sido un poco complicado la parte de esa rodilla porque
I would say so, and it's all part of the process, and I'm hoping for better days. But, you know, I would have to, you know, say, for example, you know, the knee with my swings, you know, it doesn't always feel the same, right? Some days I feel like I have confidence in it. Some days I don't feel like I have confidence in it, but it's not the same. So, but like I said, you know, it's all part of the process. We keep moving forward.
La confianza a mí nunca la he perdido, ¿me entiendes? Yo soy un pelotero que tiene demasiada paciencia, siempre tengo la confianza.
No, I've never lost confidence in myself, and I've always considered myself a very patient baseball player. So, you know, I believe in myself. I'm going to go out there and play hard and have fun, and whatever happens, happens.
It just goes to show, BJ, that this whole deal is mental just as much as it is physical, as far as getting back to what we know Ronald Acuna Jr. can be.
You know what? It is mental right now, and so many people got to understand this is a kid that came up to the big leagues, and boy, he took on the world and had no struggles at all. He didn't fail at all. He was a superstar right away. Everything was going great. Now you have this tremendous injury, this horrific setback for Ronald Acuna. But he's a young kid. He wants to come back and think he's going to be the same from day one, and it hasn't happened. You know, you look at his stats, 9 home runs right now, you're saying, what is going on with Ronald? Well, like you said, it's a process, and he has to be patient because mentally he's trying everything he can, which he's watching that guy right next to him, Michael Harris, having some superstar just like he did when he first came up, so he's adding that pressure on him. Now, he got that first home run out of the way. Hopefully he can relax, continue to watch all this positive video, and things will come back for him. He has not caught up with that fastball yet, and that's my concern. I don't know whether it's the confidence in the knee. You know, he's not balanced, and I know Kevin Sykes is really working hard on his balance right now, but once he figures it out, he will be back. But right now, it's right between the ears.
And hopefully, once he gets that going, it trickles out to everybody else up and down that lineup. Because, look, Austin Riley has thoroughly carried this offense for the most part. He and his counterpart over on the other side of the infield for the Mets make up our Toyota Inside Look, brought to you by the Toyota Tundra. Both of these dudes can slug the ever-loving mess out of the ball. Now, Alonso's got 23 more RBIs, but when it comes to hitting for average, BJ, that's where Riley really picks up the nod.
No, he's been terrific. You know, winning the Player of the Month last month. Everything he saw, he could hit. I mean, all-speed fastball. He was not late. He was really comfortable with his hands. Defense has been terrific. But I get a little worried, though, because the last 7 games he's hitting 296. How about that? But that's a struggle for him. Pitchers are not going to let Austin Riley beat them, and that's what I'm saying. You got to take that slider away, 3-2 count. Take the walks, pass the baton, and good things will happen for him. I just hope he doesn't try to carry the team on his shoulder, because everything's been going great for him.
Without a doubt. Now, you also saw the full scope of what Pete Alonso can do to you. 3 of his 91 RBIs on the season just last night, BJ.
This guy's a beast, man. There's no doubt about it. He loves being in tough situations, game on the line. He just delivers. He has so much power. You talk about those 91 RBIs already. And to me, he hasn't been that powerful guy that we're used to seeing. He's driving the ball all over the field. And I don't know whether that's Buck Showalter's, you know, teaching his team, be patient, take pitches, shorten up your swing with 2 strikes. But those guys are getting it done. So this is not going to be an easy task for the Braves down the stretch.
Oh, you can couple that with the atmosphere that Citi Field provides. Yeah, no, it's going to be a tough task for everyone involved, which actually is going to lead us right into our Delta Ask the Analyst question for the evening. Welcoming in Jeff Francoeur from the booth in the process. Jeff, you got a chance to experience the Citi Field atmosphere not only as a broadcaster, not only as a Brave, but also as a Met. So I'm looking to get every part of that perspective as far as what it's like to get down on that field and hear that crowd roar.
Well, I can tell you this. First off, when I was a Met, it was a lot better playing here than when I was a Brave or Philly, because they are not as nice to the visiting teams. But look, I continue to say this is one of the most beautiful parks, I think, in all of baseball. They did a great job with it. It's a great place to watch a game. The fun part now, and BJ can tell you this too, between Shea Stadium here, when the Mets are good, this place is so much fun to come to. It's rocking every night. The atmosphere last night was fantastic here. And look, it's a good hitter's park now for the most part. When it first opened, man, it was huge. You know, they had the party deck in left field. You know, you had to hit it over the regular original fence. So it's a great place to play. With that being said, when you're a visitor, it's even more fun to come in here, hit some home runs, and send the fans home with a L to the subway.
Hey, Jeff, I got 2 questions for you. Are the balls getting juice once again? Because last night, those balls were flying out there so easy. And my second question, when Edwin Diaz came on the field, how electric was the stadium?
Well, it's so funny because BJ, to answer the second question first, a lot of the fans didn't know Edwin Diaz was in the game yet, because he usually comes in the 9th, and he brought him into the 8th. So it took a minute or 2, and then once they did, this place was going crazy right now, the way he's pitching. But and the ball stuff, you know, look, we've talked about it all year, but I do think they've changed the ball back to something that flies a little bit more. With that being said, it is hot. I mean, it's humid up here right now. It feels like Atlanta. So hopefully tonight the Braves can flip the script on the home runs, because that's how it's usually gone when the Braves have played the Mets.
Yeah, I didn't like being ambushed with home runs. I usually like to be on the winning side of that approach.
No fun.
That's exactly right. Yeah, we appreciate the info as always. Jeff, have a great call, brother.
Thanks, guys.
I want to follow up with you, BJ, regarding just the New York baseball atmosphere, because as Jeff mentioned, you experienced Shea Stadium, which I imagine was no less rocking whenever the Braves came into town.
Oh, my goodness. I've been through the good times, the bad times, going into Mets. Shea Stadium, you know, the whole Chipper chant and throwing quarters and nickels in right field at me. You know, the whole John Rocker situation back in the day. I mean, it was terrible out there, but they are passionate fans. They love their New York Mets. And as a player, it pumped me up, because the more you yell at me, the more my game came to the ballpark. And, you know, I love that environment. And I know right now these guys are experiencing a great environment, playoff situation, because, again, like Jeff said, when the Mets are winning, those fans come out and support in droves.
Without a doubt. The louder they get, the more you just want to shut them all up.
That's right. That's right.
It's a beautiful thing. And Ian Anderson seems to have no issue whatsoever when it comes to playing out there at Citi Field. Historically, we'll get into his ins and outs of success and more on the pitching perspective next right here on Braves Live. Braves Live is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. Just got through talking about it. It was a playoff atmosphere out there at Citi Field last night. We can probably expect the same for tonight. Game 2 of 5 against the Mets out there. Ian Anderson's getting the start for the Bravos as we get into this Comcast business pitching matchup. The Mets have Taijuan Walker going, and though he gave up 3 earned in his last start, he's 6-0 in his last 9 with a 2.38 ERA. Ian, on the other hand, has never lost at Citi Field in his young career, and he's coming off of his best start of the year against Arizona, BJ. It was awesome to see.
You know, he was terrific, and I'm going to be honest, you know, this organization was thinking about sending him down. I mean, he couldn't figure out what was going on, what was going wrong, and you know what? When the pressure's on, Ian Anderson's always stepped up. Even when he came up as a young lad, he came in pressure situations and got it done. The reason he was so successful, he commanded that fastball. He was getting ahead of every hitter in that Arizona game and then putting them away with that nasty changeup. I would love to see him do the same because you know this Mets lineup, they're going to take pitches. How do you beat this Mets team? You throw strike 1, strike 2, and now you're in control with that changeup. And I hope he mixes in a lot of curveballs today. Keep these guys guessing, keeping them off balance is going to be important for Ian.
You talked about how crucial that last start was. Entering it, he was carrying a 6.25 ERA over the previous 12 starts. But as you said, the mental makeup is really what makes him the good pitcher that he is, and he really showed it off in that start.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, every tough situation he's been in his career so far, he's delivered. And last week he delivered, and I expect him to do the same because it's a playoff environment in New York. And I know he is pumped up, ready to go. And that changeup is going to be valuable for him if he can command that fastball, Trevor.
It's all based upon, right, like you can't change up off of something if the one thing that it changes off of is not working. But in any case, we hope for him to continue his winning streak out there at Citi Field. Now, Taijuan Walker in general has been really solid, but at Citi Field, he is a different dude. 1.93 ERA this season there, BJ.
You know what you're going to get from him. I mean, that fastball, but the split finger is just so nasty because coming out of his hand, it looks like a fastball, and it just drops off the table. And he's feeling good in New York. This is a playoff environment. You know he wants to come through big, so you got to be patient. You got to make him throw a bunch of pitches. Get in a hitter's count today, and you will beat Taijuan Walker.
I like the sound of that plant. Ooh, I'm not even going to lie to you. The black Mets jerseys are pretty cold, but that is besides the point. We're going to move on here on Braves Live. We got plenty more of your preview coming up on the other side here on Braves Live. This is Braves Live presented by your local Toyota dealer. We will be right back after this. Rolling right along here on Braves Live. Braves taking on the Mets, trying to even the 5-game series at Citi Field. Trevor Scales, Brian Jordan, back with you here in our Atlanta studios. Might as well get to the lineup for the guys that we're rooting for out there. Hopefully they can take the late offense that they found and carry it into Game 2. Your 1 through 9 slight adjustments to the order in moving Ozuna up to the 6th slot. William Contreras slides in at 7 and will catch tonight. Michael Harris, the second, though, BJ, holds down the bottom of the order, and he was the one that got the scoring going for Atlanta yesterday.
Hey, Michael Harris has been clutch all season long. I think he's a much better player when he got runners in scoring position or it's 2 outs, 2 strikes. He finds a way to get it done. And look, ball up the middle, I see it on second base, getting it done. I think he lives for these moments. And, you know, I love this guy, man. He continues to impress me. Every time you think, oh, the pressure might be a little too much, he delivers.
Game seems slow to him, without a doubt. But you talk about just the learning on the fly process. We've said it time and time again how his batting average actually picks up in the later innings of the game. The more times he sees a pitcher, or any pitcher for that matter, he improves.
It says a lot about him, man, making adjustments on the fly, you know, watching he's seeing a lot of these guys for the first time. And now he's getting to see him that second, third time around. He just knows what's coming at him, and he stays in the zone. When he's in the zone, man, he is one of the best players in the game. It's when he sees these guys for the first time and he starts swinging at the sliders away, but he's learning every single day. And this is a guy, he's a superstar in the making.
I like the sound of that. For the Mets, we're just trying to keep the new guys from thriving the way that they did in Game 1 as we look at their 1 through 9 order. Brandon Nimmo at the top, as always. Only change comes behind the plate as well. Tomas Nido is catching. The consistency is understandable considering Tyler Naquin, BJ, had his first multi-home run game of the season.
How about that? A change of environment always changes your attitude. He goes from Cincinnati to New York, a pennant race, and he goes, I'm not even gonna say it.
No, yeah, don't give him that. Don't give him
that. How about that second one going the other way? I mean, that ball was off the plate away, and he just reaches out there and he hits his second home run. First game played in New York. His expectations are really, really high, and you know you better deliver in New York or things are going to go south.
You got to set the bar low, typically, but no more of any of that for them. In any case, we're going to continue here on Braves Live, taking you right up the first pitch. We're going to Braves and Mets game 2 of 5 out there at Citi Field. More on the other side here on Bally Sports. Braves Live is brought to you by your local Ford dealer and by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. We're about 15 minutes away from first pitch out there at Citi Field. Bravos looking to prevent just their second 3-tilt losing streak of the season. That's the type of winning world champs do, though. And today, the Braves shared their championship hardware with military members and their families today. For the first time ever, the Commissioner's Trophy was at Fort Benning, giving chance of fans to snap some photos and everything like that. And the folks in attendance were more than appreciative of not just that, but the overall support that the Braves provide.
It's very important because you see the connection between the Brave team and the organization with the military and their support to the military. And it's, for us, it's very important. It's very good to know that they support what we do for our country and for our people.
Excellent work by the Bravos, as always. Trevor Scales, Brian Jordan back here with you. Let's go ahead and get the people what they want. BJ, your Ford key to the game.
Hey, the offense has to be patient today. Lay off of that split finger. It's a nasty pitch, but it's going to be down in the zone. Get in the hitter's count today, and you have a chance to win.
Give them a taste of their own medicine. They ran up the pitch count on our guys back here at Truist Park. Go ahead and run it up on them out there at Citi Field. That's where we're headed to next. Chip Gary, Jeff Francourt, and Kelly Crow are on the call. Enjoy some Braves baseball, folks. I know we most certainly will.
The heart of your teams. The heart of Atlanta. Bally Sports South and Bally Sports Southeast. The heart of the fan.
World champion Atlanta Braves baseball is once again brought to you by Truist. Again, we join you from the Big Apple. It's game 2 of our 5-game series here before a packed house at Citi Field. It's the Braves, it's the Mets, who are separated by just 4.5 games now in this very tight and still very exciting National League Eastern Division race. Hi again, everybody. Jeff Francoeur, Chip Carey back with you in New York. Tough loss for the Braves last night. 6-4. New York takes game one. But on the good news side of things, Jeff, the Braves have yet to lose 3 games in a row. Let's keep that going and get that game back here tonight.
Yeah, the only team in baseball, as a matter of fact, to not lose 3 games in a row. And right here you see the 11-0 record, obviously, but where they get great offensively, over 6 runs a game, and the starting pitching under 2 ERA, averaging 6 innings a start. And why that's important, because Ian Anderson's going tonight, coming off maybe one of his best starts of the year. We thought he really established the fastball early. He was able to throw strikes, get ahead, and you see he's had good success against the Mets in 3 starts, 2-0, and he's holding opponents to a 180 average. And that's going to be key tonight, because on the other flip side of things, Taijuan Walker's going for the Mets, and he's been outstanding this year. He was, last year, that huge year, fell off and had a bad second half. This year so far, he's come out, done a much better job. And here at home, he's been tough with 3-0 with a 1.93. Should be a great pitching matchup. Hopefully the Braves can get it tied 1-1 tonight.
And get some early runs and get our bullpen into play, which was a big story in game 1 here at Citi Field last night. Another big story was the great play by Money Mike. Michael Harris had a couple of hits, a couple of RBIs. Kelly Quill will talk with the Braves' young center fielder about this big series and his big start as we continue from New York with the Braves and Mets.
Baseball is brought to you by the GMC Sierra Heavy Duty Truck. Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi. Unbeatable internet. Only from Xfinity. And by Yamaha Boats and Wave Runners.
Citi Field, game 2 of this 5-game series between the Braves and Mets. Brian Snitker's club looking to rebound here tonight and even up this series after dropping the opener. But one of the bright spots, once again, watching their rookie, Michael Harris, come through in a big moment. 7th inning, 2 outs, and he drives home a run, pulls the game within 2, and this is for a kid that's never played at Citi Field in this kind of environment and meaningful games in August. And he was able to calm himself down in a big moment, and he said the key, just keeping it simple.
It's huge to actually even just be in the lineup, but I mean, once you step in between the lines, you have to change your mindset. You can't think about anything else but just trying to go out there and dominate and win. Yeah. Their fans were roaring every time they scored last night, and it felt like a playoff game, honestly. I've been to the playoff game last year against the Dodgers. We played them, so it definitely sounded just like it, and it definitely gives off that vibe.
Well, take a look at the work the 21-year-old center fielder has done since joining the show. It doesn't really matter the situation, whether it's on the road, in the division, with runners in scoring position. Needless to say, he just keeps on producing. And the one thing you didn't hear him say in that interview, because it was after we turned off the cameras, he said, you know what, it'd be okay with me if these fans had a lot less to cheer about and razz them about in center field tonight. And I'm sure Ian Anderson feels the same way. It is going to be another good one here in New York. It is the Braves and Mets, Game 2, the Friday night showdown, presented by Kaiser Permanente. It's all on the way here on Bally Sports.
It was great to see the power and the smile from Ronald Acuna Jr. last night. A 2-run homer snapped an 18-game streak without hitting a long ball. And Acuna leading off the Braves Toyota starting lineup in Game 2 tonight, Jeff, now stands just 4 hits away from 500 in his young Major League career. Hopefully the Braves can score early and often against Taijuan Walker, who's on a great roll at home and starts play tonight with a 9-2 record.
You know, he had that first half last year that was so good, and then 0-8 in the second half last year. This year, 2 starts in the second half, Chip, 7 hits and 3 earned runs in each one. So not bad, but not the domination performance. Maybe the Braves can get that fastball up in the key tonight, get the split up against them.
I would assume that is one of your 4 keys for the Braves to get the game back in the standings. They lost in Game 1 last night.
Get early momentum. This place has been crowded. It's been great crowds. The last thing you want to do is play from behind again. And then for Ian Anderson, repeat performance. If he can go out there and pound the zone like he did against Arizona, you got to feel good about his chances tonight.
So Ronald Acuna Jr. will lead off for the Braves. He was 1 for 4 last night. His first homer of the year against the Mets came in the 5th inning. Part of a 3-run Braves rally. And Taijuan Walker, who's allowed just 7 home runs this year and sports a 48% ground ball rate, is the man on the mound for the Mets. And we are underway with a strike, says Jeff Nelson. 0-1 your count. Walker 9-2, has won his last 6 decisions. And we're told, Jeff, he has modified that split finger pitch, and it's been a huge difference maker for him this year. Let's see if he offers it. 0-2.
That's the thing, though. You still got to respect that pitch. He will throw that slider at any time also. But, yes, that split has really become one of the best pitches in baseball. And that's it right there. That one was in a little bit off the plate, but you see it. It's not like that 84, 85. It's an 89 mile per hour split. It's only 4 or 5 miles per hour difference in his fastball, but got great drop.
No swing and a full count. Walker has had excellent control, just 28 walks in over 100 innings. Let's see if Ronald can coax one here. This is the Braves' first look at Taijuan Walker in 2022. And Acuna with a lengthy at bat. We'll see a 7th first inning pitch. Dansby Swanson waits on deck. Matt Olson will follow for the Braves. And Ronald jammed himself and pops to shallow left, and Lindor catches up to that. 1 man down. So the first out in the air against Taijuan Walker. Perhaps that's a good omen for the Braves. As Dansby digs in, he was 0 for 4 last night and begins play with a .297 batting average.
It's funny because you see he's got a very simple delivery. I mean, there's not a lot of movement. It's very slow and deliberate, and then it just kind of fires it.
Swing and a shot hammered toward left center field. That's going to get down and bounce off the warning track and wall. And Dansby Swanson glides into second base with a bullet to left center. And the Braves have the game's first scoring chance, a 1-out double.
Good job here. Gets a fastball. You can see him trying to go in. And, you know, last night we saw every mistake Kyle Wright made, those Mets hitters made him pay. Right here, Taijuan Walker made a mistake. Good to see a Braves hitter putting one in the gap.
So 22 doubles for Dansby Swanson. Matt Olson now the key man in the inning. See if Matt can make some contact. Boy, a first inning run or 2 would be nice. And he tried to make it 2-0. Strike 1. Matt with 21 homers, 35 doubles, 67 runs batted in. Uh-oh, did Walker hurt himself? He throws that ball into the grass. That's going to be a ball to Olson, I assume. I don't believe time had been called, or had it.
Looks like his ankle. No, there's no time. I mean, it's got to be a ball.
Now the Mets are going to come out. Jeremy Hefner and their training staff will check on Taijuan Walker, who landed awkwardly and delivered that pitch and spiked it on the infield grass.
Right there, you see the back of his cleat get stuck, that landing foot. I haven't seen him put a ball up on the scoreboard, but it's got to be one. Yeah, it's got to be 1-1.
He says he's okay. Buck Showalter, the Mets manager, the last to leave the infield grass. And now let's make sure they do call that pitch in the dirt, or excuse me, in the grass. Ball one. It should be an even count, and it is. Two balls and a strike. Such a big key in this series. Throwing strike one for both of these pitching staffs. The Mets did a better job of that than the Braves last night. As this ball is down the left field line, headed for the corner. That is down for a hit. Matt Olson's on his way to second. Dansby will score. It's 1-0 Atlanta as Matt Olson goes the other way. Back-to-back doubles, and the Braves strike first.
Well, finally, last night I feel like in that first pitch, Matt was trying to pull the ball a little. And right here, gets one on the outside corner and drives it the other way. Look at him stay on this ball nice. Matt's so strong, doesn't have to pull the ball. It's a good sign to see when he uses that part of the field. It gives the Braves an early lead.
RBI number 68 for Matt Olson. Now Austin Riley is up. And he swings the first one. Right now, Jeff, everything from Taijuan Walker is up in this first inning.
Look, he wants to be able to get ahead with that fastball, get contact like he just did there from Riley, and now use that slider split.
So strike one for the Braves MVP candidate. And he got hit on an inside pitch. Forearm or elbow. Taijuan Walker is all over the place here in the first inning, and Riley trying to get some feeling in his forearm.
It's like he's pointing to that wrist, but on the forearm side.
Superman can't be dented, can he?
Yeah, right on that. But I'll tell you what, if you're going to get hit, it's a better there than on the backside of that arm where there's a lot more bone.
And it got him on the taped part of the wrist too, which I'm sure took a little bit of the sting away. So the Braves have it set up. 1 in, 2 on, 1 out, and Eddie Rosario. Eddie Rosario has knocked in 7 runs in his last 8 games. Chance for a big inning for the Braves here in the first.
Well, he had the one hit last night off Edwin Diaz, lead off the 9th on a ball that was at 100 over his head.
One ball, no strikes. And time called. Well, you said in the early moments, Jeff, make this man get the ball up in the zone. They have done an excellent job of that with the first 4 hitters.
And you get a base hit here too, you can really silence this crowd a little bit.
And that's a huge key. As good as these 2 bullpens are, early runs, making the other guy play catch up is a great way to play head to head. A ball and a strike, 2 on. Pickoff play, just back safely.
Good job by Matt getting back, but that was a perfect throw, right on the money.
Lindor thought they got him, but the hand clearly ahead. Pitch, swing, and a miss. Walker might have gotten away with a mistake. Now it's a 2-strike count. Swing, fly ball, well hit right. Marte going back, corner, wall, gone! 3-run homer, Rosario!
Yeah, you've called it, Chip. The NLCS MVP has been heating up, starting to see the ball better. 3rd split in a row. The other 2 were up, and he swung through them. This one a little bit down, and beautiful dropping the bat head on the ball. You talk about shocking this crowd a little bit.
A 4-run first. Rosario, 10 RBIs in the last 9 games. And the Braves aren't done yet. It's 4-0 with 1 out. And Taijuan Walker and the Mets look stunned here in the first inning. Home run number 3 for Eddie Rosario tonight. And Marcell Ozuna, the hitter, with the bases empty and 4 runs are in. I am still amazed at how effortlessly Eddie Rosario seemed to swing that bat.
Yeah. Now that goes to show you how much power he has, and if you can get the bat head to the ball, what it can do.
So Ian Anderson, who has been the best run-supported starting pitcher for the Braves this year, he's been given 4 runs before he's thrown a ball tonight.
And I'll go back and say I said it on when Walker came out. If you remember last year, all-star first half, 0-8 in the second half. This year so far, as I've said, 2 starts, but he's given up 7 hits and 3 runs in each one, so not as dominant as he has been the first half.
So fouled away by Ozuna. Marcell was 1 for 4 last night. He has 19 homers and 42 driven in.
Now, last night, the Mets kind of flipped the script on the Braves. 4 home runs. And tonight, the Braves, this first inning, kind of flexed their muscles with 2 doubles and that 3-run homer.
High fly ball. That's it to left. Back goes Naquin to the warning track. Back up against the wall and makes the catch. Marcell just missed.
I thought he had got enough. I know it was high. I thought it was going to continue to carry. And you can see Naquin had to keep going back all the way and caught it right against the wall. You talk about Walker. Everything's up right now. I mean, it's exactly, if you're a Braves hitter, it's exactly where you want the ball.
And He's thrown 27 first inning pitches. Here's Contreras. And William takes a strike. Most pitches Walker has thrown in the first inning this year is 30. He'll need to throw at least that many, one would think, to get out of this great Atlanta start to the game. Roller toward third and under the glove of Guillorme. And Contreras is aboard with 2 outs. That's an error on Guillorme, and the inning continues. The 8th place hitter, Orlando Arcia, coming up.
So funny, how many plays did we see him make last night on sharp balls down the third baseline? And then here it is, just a easy ground ball. You can see he pulled his glove up at the end and gets a break, bring the 8th place hitter up in the first inning. If you're Ian Anderson, you don't mind sitting there a little bit longer.
Arcia had a hit last night, but boy, was that a tough way to end the game yesterday. A check swing on a 3-0 count, and Edwin Diaz tracked it down and stepped on the first base bag.
I think the whole thing with that too was just the fact that it was his second inning. He had never gone 2 innings for a save before, and you had Harris on deck, who had two nice hits and some good ABs. You would have liked seeing him get a chance.
Hit the other way. Nice play, McNeil. Throw to first is in time, and that will retire the side. What a start for the Braves offense. This resilient club has come out smoking. 2 doubles and a 3-run homer. Plates 4 for the Braves. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Nice easy swing for Eddie Rosario. Turns into a 4-run Braves first. His 3rd homer of the year. And now Ian Anderson with a big advantage takes on the New York Mets, who've won 9 of their last 10 games. Nimmo, Marte, and Lindor their top 3. Pete Alonso had a big night, as did Daniel Vogelbach. They had back-to-back home runs. And Jeff, Ian Anderson, another big start for him. He had perhaps his best start of the season last time out.
We thought so. You know, he had been frustrated with a couple previous starts, maybe his worst one of the year versus the Anaheim Angels. What did he do? He came out through 6 innings, 1 hit. You see that 9 strikeouts, only 1 walk. We talked, Chip. He pounded the zone with the fastball. Best I've seen him throw the fastball. And as good as his changeup can be, that fastball still, to me, is your best pitch. And if Ian can do that tonight with a 4-0 lead, you like your chances.
So attack these Mets hitters with the lead. Brandon Nimmo will lead off. He was hitless last night and didn't get the ball out of the infield. Hope that continues here in game 2. Fastball missed down and in. 1 ball, no strikes for the Mets leadoff hitter, Brandon Nimmo. Something else I thought Ian did a great job of, Jeff, in that last start. He threw his curveball a lot.
He did.
So not just a 2-pitch pitcher against the Diamondbacks. As this one is lifted toward left. Rosario on the run. It's not going to get that. And Nimmo's on his way to second with a leadoff double for New York. His 20th of the year.
What a horrible pitch. You got to give Nimmo a lot of credit. He went out and got that and drove it to left center.
So the Mets are trying to answer back in their first at bat. Starling Marte is the hitter. Marte had an infield hit. That has been a big part of the Mets offense this year. They have 135 infield hits this year. That's most in the major leagues. I know it's only August. I know it's not October. I know this isn't the playoffs. It feels like a playoff game. Jeff. That's why I think you have to be excited about Ian Anderson pitching for the Braves in New York tonight.
100%. Love. He was so great in October.
In the air right at Harris, and that'll result in no advance. Good strong throw from Michael. Marte can't advance the runner. Lindor hits with one out.
Yeah, Harris is telling Nimmo, you ain't running on that. You can see him turn around. Nimmo's center fielder saying, I don't quite have that arm. We talked too about, I think, why it's just such a key series, and of course with them coming back to Atlanta in a couple weeks is the idea too that, look, chances are whoever wins this division, you're going to finish probably second, which means you get a first round bye, and you can set your staff up where the other team will be the wild card team, you know, and it's got to play a best of 3 series, so both teams kind of know what's at stake.
Francisco Lindor is the hitter. Walked twice and scored once last night. Lindor having a terrific year in the field and at the plate for the Mets. And Anderson firing that fastball, Jeff. 0-2.
I love seeing that. Again, like you said, the more he throws that fastball and is able to get outs and save that changeup, the more effective it comes when he needs to throw it to get an out. You can get 0-2, 1-2 throwing your fastball, you're going to have a good night.
Ian making his 6th big league start against the Mets. He's 2-2 against them. And this one lifted toward left. And a can of corn for Eddie Rosario. Plenty of room to make that catch, and again, no advance. So after the leadoff double, nice work by Ian Anderson. 2 quick outs.
Look at that. That's 3 straight fastballs to Lindor. You know, usually Lindor is probably used to seeing changeup, even sitting changeup depending. Don't shy away from it.
Pete Alonso is the Mets cleanup hitter. He homered and drove in a run with a first inning single. So 3 RBIs for Alonso, who's knocked in 13 Mets since the All-Star break. He is, however, just 2 for 10 in his career against Ian Anderson. And you spoke of flipping the script last night. Something the Mets did very well was score with 2 outs. They had 4 2-out runs last evening. Don't want one here with a 1-0 count. Just off the plate.
Contreras wanted that pitch, but Walker was not getting that pitch either, just off the plate in the first inning. Early Ramos making them get that ball on the white line.
2 balls, no strikes. Nimmo still at second. Popped up, long run, Matt Olson. Contreras joins by the Mets on deck circle and can't make the play. So 2 balls and a strike for the polar bear, Pete Alonso. Daniel Vogelbach is the man on deck. He's getting a scouting report from Francisco Lindor. Vogelbach limited head-to-head work against Ian Anderson. What a rip, and back toward us and out of play. It's a full count.
Ball came smoking back up here by us.
You are in range. Be ready.
I am. Still waiting for my first one.
So Ian's battled back to a full count. Brandon Nimmo still anchored at second base. The Braves lead 4-0. Driven right field. Acuna back. Warning track. Wall leaping. Tie! He got it! What a grab by Ronald at the wall!
Well, you talk about shutting it down. What a play. Got back here, timed it perfect.
Ronald is back, and the Braves are up 4-0. He just took away a two-run homer from Pete Alonso, and he's coming up second.
Yeah, what a catch.
So let's see what Michael Harris can do, leading off the second for the Braves. 2 hits, 2 RBIs last night. The flashes we've seen from Ronald these last 2-3 games are what has everyone so excited. If he can get going, look out. You add his offense, his defense to a club that's been soaring at the plate and a field all year. What a lift that could be for the Braves.
Good night for Harris last night, his first night in the Big Apple, first game. I'm amazed at how consistent he's been too. For a young kid, you'd think you'd have more ebbs and flows.
Hit hard toward left. Naquin going back, checks the warning track. Wall! And that ball is gone. An opposite field homer from Michael Harris. He's got 10 of them. And the Braves take a 5-0 lead.
Two knocks for him last night, and here, ball just right down the middle. You talk about mislocation. He backed it up and just snuck it over Naquin's head. First home run in the Big Apple.
He might have been pointing to the fans in center field who've been giving him the New York business.
If I had to guess, I would say yes.
And that'll silence them as the Braves have hit 2 homers. And Ronald the hitter. And we talked about it in our opening comments. The Braves, the only big league team yet to lose 3 games in a row. Why? First, the 1-1 pitch. And Acuna hits one the other way. 5 hits for the Braves. Acuna has his first.
Yeah, you said it, Chip. We talked about it on the open. The Braves have averaged 6.2 runs a game in 11 games after 2 losses in a row. Right now they've come out swinging the bats again. 5 hits, 4 for extra bases. And there's another ball. It's trying to go away. Missed out over the plate. You know, early on last night we saw Kyle Wright struggle with that control, missing out over the heart of the plate, and the Mets made him pay. Tonight, Braves are getting payback.
Dansby doubled to left center. His first time up. Acuna dancing at the first base bag is chased back. Rosario and Harris with homers in the early going in game 2. Ronald's running, got a great jump. Nito from his knees, no chance. 23rd stolen base for Ronald Acuna Jr. And the Braves are pulling out all of their tricks in the early going.
Well, they can beat you in so many ways. They can do it the long ball. They can also do it with their feet. Now you get a runner at second with no outs. Chance to add on again.
Now Dansby with an RBI shot fouls that away. He's got 51 of those on the season. Something else to think about. Length from the starting pitchers will be critically important in this game. We have a doubleheader tomorrow.
You get the benefit of the extra pitcher.
That'll help.
But yeah, agreed. I think we got what, Fried and Scherzer in game 1.
I don't know if they've announced the matchup. That could be it. We know that Fried and Odorizzi will pitch for the Braves. Scherzer and David Peterson in some order will go for the Mets. 2-1 pitch.
See, that splitter right there just kind of hung. I know Dansby took it, but it's not got the depth you're used to seeing from Taijuan Walker.
Runner at second, nobody out. Dansby broken bat, little pop into right field. Marte comes up cleanly. They're going to wave him. Here comes the throw. Instead, no throw. Broken bat hit and an RBI. Ronald scores standing from second, and the Braves continue to pour it on.
Well, to me, Chip, this is where Dansby has really turned into what he's become, just an unbelievable shortstop. Going the other way, knowing I got to get Ronald over with that slider, and what happens? Because he tried to do it the right way, ends up getting rewarded with the hit and an RBI.
So Acuna goes flying around the base paths for the Braves. Dansby Swanson has his 27th multi-hit game since May 23rd. And Atlanta has a 6-0 lead. 3 consecutive hits to start the inning, and the Mets bullpen begins to work.
You can wear that bullpen out tonight.
Matt Olson doubled home a run in the first inning. He went the other way. 6 runs on 6 hits. And as we mentioned earlier, Taijuan Walker, unlike Carlos Carrasco, has not gotten ahead of many Braves hitters. He's thrown strike 1 just 5 times on the first pitch. And he's quickly 2-0 to the Braves first baseman here. Pop fly foul. Guillorme gives chase. This is, I think, so emblematic of what this Braves team is all about. Last night they got socked in the nose. They've come right back, Jeff, playing like the world champions they are.
And I was impressed last night again. Like I said, they had a chance to let that game get out of hand. They gave it everything they had. Ended up using Edwin Diaz for 2 innings, something that, you know, sets you up as the series goes on.
2-1 pitch. Something else to think about. We have 3 more games left in this series, not counting tonight's play, and 7 more games with the Mets. All 7 of them will be in Atlanta.
Yeah.
2 balls and a strike.
I mean, you can see these Braves hitters, Chip, they're all over it. I mean, they're getting healthy swings. You see that inside pitch, Matt Olson's not even, you know, looking at it. I mean, just they're seeing it right out of his hand.
Smoked up the middle. That's a base hit. They were in the shift and still couldn't catch it. Dansby's going to fly to third. 4 straight Atlanta hits in the second inning. And Buck Showalter has seen enough of Taijuan Walker. One-plus inning, 7 hits, 6 runs so far. And the Braves are in the New York bullpen in the second inning, and they enjoy a 6-0 lead. What a start in game 2.
Ford dealer. Delta Airlines. Keep climbing. And by Truist. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank.
All smiles on the Braves dugout bench in game 2 to this point. 6-0. They have chased Taijuan Walker, who got only 3 outs in this game. And now the Mets have a ton of bullpen innings to cover here in game 2. First man out of the chute is right-hander Trevor Williams.
And the good news for them, Trevor can give them some length here. I guarantee you it's hoping to get them, you know, 3-4 innings.
Williams last pitched on July 29th. He went 1 inning at Miami. And his longest outing in his last 5 games was 3 2/3 on July 2nd. That was against the Texas Rangers. And he's got first and third, nobody out, and Austin Riley in the batter's box. Riley 2 for 8 against Trevor with 2 doubles in his career. And might have cracked his bat as that was fouled away. Apparently not. 2 balls and a strike. Good to see Riley okay after he was hit on the forearm with a pitch his first time up in the opening inning.
Yeah, I'm thankful it hit him on the bottom part. There's a lot more meat there.
Oh, that got the home plate umpire. Ramos took a shot. Nido checks on him, gives him a moment to clear the cobwebs.
Boy, Riley got a healthy hack on that pitch.
There is no better sound than a silent visiting ballpark.
Think about last night. I mean, it's a complete different atmosphere than what we played in. A lot of these fans weren't even in their seats yet when the Braves took the 4-0 lead.
With one out, Swanson and Olsen doubled. Riley hit by a pitch. Rosario just poked a ball to right. That ended up being a 3-run homer. Here in the second, Harris has gone deep. Dansby Swanson a broken bat hit to score. Ronald Acuna Jr. And Ian Anderson has had an eternity to rest after his first scoreless inning. This one on the ground, that's hit to second. The Mets will get one. Was Riley out? Umpire shielded the call at first. Looks like he beat the rap. It's an RBI for Austin. Dansby Swanson scores.
Yeah, good hustle by Austin. The one thing that helped him out there, Chip, was got jammed, so it was not hit that hard to McNeil. And he was able to beat it out, tack on another run. You can see clearly safe. 7-0.
Love it. 69 RBIs now for Austin Riley. He's at first with one out.
What a year.
Eddie Rosario, a 3-run homer, digs in again. When your 2, 3, 4, 5 guys come up for the second time and it's the second inning, things have gone well at the plate.
Think about it. Last night we talked the 2, 3, 4 hitters for the Braves, 0 for 11 with 5 strikeouts. Little different tonight.
Stroke toward left center field. That's going to get down for a hit. Look at Riley Motor. He's around second. Ball off the wall. He's coming to third. They're going to wave him. Here comes the relay throw to the plate. The throw is late and cut off. Rosario has 4 RBIs. He had 5 a couple of days ago.
Dugout's a little more lively tonight, huh?
Man, oh man.
Look at that. Nice piece of hitting.
Love 8 runs on 8 hits.
And I love it too because these base runners, I mean, they're running. I mean, Wash wants to send them. The ball split the gap, and you saw Austin Riley turn into another gear.
So Rosario in scoring position for Ozuna. A 4 RBI game for Eddie Rosario, who drove in 5 runs against the Phillies in a 13-1 rout back at Truist Park. That's the Eddie we saw in the postseason last year. And that one scattered everybody in the Braves dugout. Marcel said, "My bad."
Usually you might see the other dugout laughing, but when it's 8-0 in the second inning, usually only one side's having a good time.
Well, with a man aboard for Ozuna, let's see if he can add 2 upstairs here and make it an even 10 for the Braves. 4 in the first and 4 in the second.
He just missed a home run last time.
The silence in New York is deafening. And now a full count. popped up. McNeil will drift out into shallow center. And that's the second out. And for the second straight inning, Jeff, the Braves will bring an 8th batter to the plate. And that long first inning might have resulted in the E5 on Guillorme. A lot of pawing and standing around for the Mets defense after a struggle for Taijuan Walker, the Mets starter tonight.
Yeah, and some might say, well, Ian Anderson's been sitting in there a little bit. The team gives you 4 runs again. You don't mind sitting in there a little bit longer.
I can see why Williams would be a tough guy to hit. A lot of elbows and kneecaps.
Yep.
Hides the ball. Got the long hair flapping in the breeze as he makes his move to the plate. And a pop fly into center. Nimmo broke back, but he recovers to retire the side. Michael Harris led off the second with a homer. Swanson an RBI. Riley an RBI. Rosario another RBI. And the Braves are having some fun in the Big Apple in Game 2. It's 8-0 Atlanta. Night in New York for Braves baseball presented by Truist. Why? Well, a much lovelier night than last, and that's why. Atlanta has scored 4 in the first and 4 in the second. And Ian Anderson now goes to work with an 8-0 lead. Jeff, what do you want to see from Ian in this inning?
Same thing you saw last inning. Even though he gave Nimmo's, double up to start, he threw a lot of fastballs. We didn't see a lot of changeups. We didn't see a lot of curveballs. He got an 8-0 lead. Make him put it in play.
So with his 8-run outburst, it snaps a run of 27 straight games for the Mets pitching staff, allowing 5 or fewer runs. And we're just getting started here in Game 2 with Daniel Vogelbach. And that's out of play foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Vogelbach has done a very nice job since coming over on July 22nd. He's reached base in 9 of 10 games as the New York designated hitter. There's a curve from Anderson.
Now by throwing that fastball, you get a changeup swing like that where he's way out in front.
Full count. The payoff pitch, and on the ground, hooked right to second, and Anderson gets a ground ball out to start the second inning.
Love that too. 3-2. You see him throw a lot of 3-2 changeups here. Here you go, 93, kept it down in the zone, got an easy ground ball.
With a lead like this, perfect world, you get at least 6 out of Ian tonight.
You would hope so. I mean, with what's going on tomorrow with the doubleheader, quick turnaround on Sunday with the day game, you'd love for him to just cruise, fill up the strike zone.
Jeff McNeil is the Mets' second baseman. McNeil kept his hitting streak alive with a single late last night. He now has a hit in 7 straight for the Mets. Guy's a good hitter. Puts it in play, doesn't strike out a lot, and an all-star. McNeil has had no luck against Ian Anderson. He is 0 for 9 head-to-head against the Braves righty. So a world of options for Anderson here. 2 pitches to play with and a 2-2 count. On the ground again, a rollover in between Hop. But Arcia, a nice play. 2 outs. Anderson doing what you like.
This is what you wanted to see. And you did have a little, you know, you were wondering, he'd been sitting a long time between when he went out for the bottom of the first and then against bottom of the second, but he's coming out and he's still controlling the strike zone.
And Tyler Naquin is the batter with 2 outs. One of 4 left-hand hitters stacked up for Buck Showalter on his lineup card. Naquin made history last night for the New York National League club. He is the first Met in the history of the franchise to have a multi-homer game in his first home game.
That's one way to get the home crowd on your side.
So 6 hits for Naquin in a Mets uniform. 2 of them home runs. He has 9 of them on the season. And a bullet up the middle. It's a 2-out single. Naquin's 3rd hit of the series. 2nd hit for New York. Their first with 2 outs, and Luis Guillorme is coming up. When the Mets traded J.D. Davis to the Giants to bring in Darren Ruff, Luis Guillorme is the man that received the benefit of all the playing time at third base.
He put up a good AB. I mean, he's had a nice season. 285. He's not going to have a lot of power, but all those great plays he made last night at third. Tonight, there though, that cost him the first.
1 ball, no strikes. And no chase of the curveball. It's 2-0. Guillorme, an old school hitter. Little pine tar, little dirt, little rosin, no gloves. In the batter's box. To the 8th place hitter, you've got Tomas Nido waiting on deck. So after the single, a 4-pitch walk, and now Nido hitting 9th. That's what you don't want. If they hit their way on, that's one thing. But don't help them with walks. And Anderson has been walk prone. That's the 50th he's issued this year. And the infield in to remind him, I would presume, Jeff, he's got an 8-0 lead.
Yeah, I think just to calm him down a little bit, you got the 9th hole hitter here. Shut this inning down. Don't give them any sort of life at all. Last night the Braves were able to strike back and kind of got themselves back in the game against the Mets.
18 RBIs for Nido, no homers. 2 on, 2 out in the New York second. He's missed with 5 straight.
Oh, man.
That was a strike. But not called. 2-0 the count. Ramos missed that, but I'm guessing the reach influenced the call. But that was a miss.
Good job. I don't know, after 6 balls in a row, the 9th hole hitter up, chances are he's taking a pitch.
So a single and a walk with 2 outs, and now it's a 3-1 count. Anderson has thrown strike 1 just 3 times to the first 9 Mets hitters. Needs to make a pitch here with Nimmo and Marte lurking here in the New York second. And make a pitch he did. Full count.
Same thing here. Make him hit his way on. 3-2 runners get a head start.
There they go. And a bad miss. Back-to-back walks, loads the bases. And Rick Kranitz is out for a visit. That was what made Ian's last outing so terrific. He walked only 1 man in 6 innings.
Struck out 9.
So Kelly, Ian Anderson with an 8-0 lead has some 2-out trouble here, and all of us are hoping he can build on that last great start.
Exactly, and following that outing, one of the things he mentioned is he just felt like he was pitching with more conviction. And he goes, I kind of just went into it with the mentality of forget it as far as like what he'd done earlier in the season. He just had to go out and attack, and it kind of freed him up, he said, a little bit. And I spoke to Rick Kranitz as well, who really just was driving home the thought of not dwelling on the last pitch. So I'm sure, well, I shouldn't say I'm sure, but if I had to guess what just happened in that meeting, it might be like, hey, those 2 walks, like you got to let it go. And you got to focus on this batter right here and get him out of the inning, because that's really what Cranny's been trying to drive home with him, guys.
And to continue the thought, Kelly, about this being a playoff atmosphere, a base runner is a rally. And feel the electricity in the ballpark now, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly. You want to squash this thing, and Kelly, you're right. I'm sure it's exactly what Cranny told him. You got to get 1 more out.
And that's a good way to start. Strike 1. Nimmo doubled in the opening inning, but was left stranded. Now all of a sudden, Jeff, Ian can't get his fastball down.
So weird too how that just happens. I mean, he had rolling along these first 2 outs, a couple of ground ball rollovers from Vogelbach and McNeil, and now it's kind of spiraled on him a little bit.
Even count for Nimmo. center field, down for a hit. 1 run scores. They're going to send Guillorme. Throw to the plate is going to be in time. Great throw from Harris. That ends the inning.
Wow. What a play by Michael Harris. You have no idea how this can stop a rally. Beautiful one-hop throw on the money. Not only with his bat, doing it with the glove.
The Mets settled for 1. Ian Anderson and the Braves still a commanding lead after 2. From Michael Harris earns the Zaxby's indescribably good play honors.
Man, what a beautiful one hop, right on the money. You know, I think sometimes these third base coaches, look, outfield arms aren't what they used to be, Chip. You don't have a lot of great arms, and so you think you can send them. Well, Michael Harris, between him and Ronald and Wright, you have 2 plus arms. You talk about stopping a rally right there with the 2, 3, 4 coming up. Stop that thing at 8-1 and get the offense back out there.
So the Mets got greedy. It cost them a chance to add on. Braves up 7 with Orlando Arcia leading off the 3rd inning. And he wears 1 on the thigh. That's 2 Braves hitters who've been hit tonight, Riley and now Arcia.
Ow, that one hurt. Right on that thigh.
Well, Michael Harris, one of the MVPs of the game already for the Braves. A solo home run to left and just a race to run with his arm in center to send us to this 3rd inning. Michael now with 10 home runs. Every time a young player comes to this ballpark and faces the Mets, you know all the New York fans are saying, oh Lord, is this the next Chipper Jones?
Well, Austin Riley's kind of done it to him, and now you hope Harris is next in line. So dynamic having him in that 9-hole too. Look, next year he's going to come to camp. I do not think he'll be hitting 9th probably by next year. But with that being said, right now it's so great because with Ronald behind him, it's like 2 leadoff hitters.
And he's done an excellent job of flipping the lineup card over to the 1, 2, 3 Braves hitters. I think the Braves do an excellent job of that with their young players. They don't thrust them into pressure-packed situations in the early days as offensive players.
No, we see a lot of teams that do.
Where did you hit when you came up in 05, your first couple of games?
7, and then settled into the 6th hole my rookie year. And then after that, me and BMAC would switch 5 and 6, depending if it was lefty or righty, behind Chipper and Andrew.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And lifted out of play.
But again, you're not expected to be. The only guy I can remember coming in and Bobby threw in that 3-hole right away was Kelly Johnson, if you remember.
Yeah.
And that Chipper was out at that time too. And
right.
You know, it's typical. But again, like you said, I think Ryan Snitker does a good job, like Bobby Cox did, is bring these guys up, let them have success. But look, you don't have to be the guy. Just be one of them.
That one served towards short. And Harris is out number 1. Back to the top of the order we go with Ronald Acuna Jr., who's made an impact tonight. So much so, he's our Georgia Natural Gas impact player.
Well, another guy that's done some damage against the Mets in 53 games, driven in 34 runs, scored 35 runs. And he's got a hit in each of his last 10 games against the Metropolitans.
And in tonight's game, the Braves defense has taken away 3 New York runs. Harris threw out Guillorme at the plate. Ronald took away a potential 2-run homer from Pete Alonso in the first inning. So that's looming large in an 8-1 score with Arcia at first and 1 out. And Fouled away. Strike one. If I remember right, didn't Freddie Freeman bat 8th when he came up his first couple of games?
I think so.
And that certainly turned out well for.
Yeah, he didn't do that too long.
For Freddie as a Brave, yeah. 0-1 for Ronald, who's stolen his 23rd base. This one driven down the right field line. Marte on the run, and that ball is foul. It's 0-2. We have to pause when balls head toward the corners here in New York. The way the stands jut out, we can't see the foul line.
It disappears.
There's a lot of foul ground midway down the line in left and right and all the way behind home plate. But in the corners,
not much.
You know, very close quarters. Line drive, that's headed for left field, down for a base hit. Arcia chugging around second. He's on his way to third. The throw will be cut off. Ronald's going to try to reach second, and he got in. Acuna with a hustle double, and the Braves are at second and third with one out.
I think he just got that in there. You can see jammed him, but Ronald so strong was able to throw this one into left field. And good play by Lindor. Watch this, he throws it right away. But Ronald gets that left hand in the corner of the bag.
So Acuna now 2 hits away from 500 hits. They're going to call that a single, not a double.
Yeah, because he kind of slowed down and then went for it. Still great base running.
And the infield comes in for the Mets. Dansby 2 for 2, and he unloads down the left field line. And the Braves are teeing off.
Yeah, and you think about something with the lineup when we're talking about this guy right here. For 5 or 6 years, is hitting more of the bottom part of the lineup. Put him on any other team the last 2-3 years, he's probably hitting towards that like he is now in the 2-hole.
Dansby's done such a good job of using the big part of the field, and that came after a frustrating first 6-7 weeks of the season where he just really struggled to make consistent contact.
Remember, he was talking about it, said I was sick to my stomach watching some of my ABs. Well, I don't think he can say that anymore the last 2.5-3 months.
Just the opposing pitchers he faces. 0-2. Not this time. Dansby strikes out. And 2 men are out in the inning. And Matt Olson is coming up. Now the Mets infield can back up.
See how Buck Showalter plays this. So you got a hot Austin Riley, but Matt Olson 2 hits tonight. Base open.
Eight 1 Braves lead it. 4 in the first, 4 in the second. A chance for a couple more here, where the Braves been so good with 2 outs. And that's taken low. Ball 1. Matt Olson now 7 hits against the Mets, 8 RBIs, 3 homers. If you try to get Matt to chase, that's a real flip of the coin. He leads the Braves offense in walks this year.
Yeah, and I think he understands how Williams is trying to pitch him. Like Williams' best pitch is that sinker you saw Dansby. Swung at a ball way in, try to turn on that.
So it's 2-1 for the Braves first baseman, who is up for the 3rd time. It's the 3rd inning of game 2 in this series. Braves already have 9 hits. don't throw him a cookie here. Runners second and third. The pitch. Instead, a pickoff play. Wind blowing out toward right. And the bases are loaded for Austin Riley. You talk about picking your poison. That's exactly what the Mets' choice was here.
Yeah, he threw him 5 pitches and then threw him 1 strike. Now, if you're Austin, you watch that at bat and how he pitched Dansby Swanson. Guess is he's coming in with those sinkers. You either got to get that head out, or see it out over the plate, something you can drive.
Well, that is something Riley has done all year. He's up to 69 ribbies, 29 homers. And he's got the bases loaded. There is only one player in the major leagues that has a higher hard hit percentage than the Braves third baseman. And that is the Yankees' Aaron Judge.
That was a pretty good guess.
On the ground, left side, Guillorme, nice play, and the flip to second saves a run and ends the Atlanta inning. We're in the middle of the third. It's 8-1 Braves in game 2. Big Apple night here at Citi Field in Flushing, New York. Kelly Kroll, Jeff Francoeur, Chip Carey with you. Ian Anderson could use an easy inning. He gave up a run in the second inning. His lead is now 7 as he faces Marte, Lindor, and Pete Alonso. Ian has yet to record a perfect inning, and there's one of the biggest Braves fans around.
Yes.
Michael Kelly, big star of stage and screen from House of Cards, is here to support the Braves tonight.
What a good dude. Big Braves fan. He's got to be like, pick the right one to come to tonight.
Well, maybe he's the good luck charm to get him some tickets for the doubleheader tomorrow and Sunday's matchup of Strider and Jacob deGrom. Ian's trying to mix in that curveball tonight. He's throwing it pretty regularly. And 4 out of 10 in throwing strike 1 to the Mets hitters. Look, he's not trying to walk people. He's not trying to miss the strike zone. But the facts are, Ian has walked 51 men this year. That's more than anyone else in the league. And that's why it's been such a struggle for him to pitch deep into games. As this one is on the ground, Arcia, a nice play, and tried to make the jump throw and couldn't handle it cleanly. Marte, a leadoff hit, and Francisco Lindor is coming up.
Even if he makes this play, I don't know he's going to get Marte. As strong as Arcia's arm is, Marte, maybe the best speed on the teams, him and McNeil, Nemo. I think that's part of the deal. Arcia knew he had to get rid of it quick and throw it a good strike.
So that's the 17th infield hit for Starling Marte. And again, the Mets lead the major leagues with 136 of them. Now you tangle with Lindor, who was late on a fastball and flied out in his first trip up. And there's a first pitch strike. If you scout the Mets, and we've talked to a bunch of them, the plan of attack is you have to throw strikes. They don't chase. They put the ball in play. As that one's out of play. Point of that is kind of, Jeff, going back to what Leo Mazzoni said during Alumni Weekend. They may be a good fastball or changeup hitting team, but Ian, not your fastball and not your changeup.
Well, and when you have an 8-1 lead like this, you know, you're controlling the tempo of this game now.
Two quick strikes. The Braves have a shift on. Runner goes. Pitch fouled back. He had that base stolen. And Marte will head back to first with nobody out.
He got a good jump on that, but with 0-2, it's not like Lindor could take that pitch.
Braves knocked out Taijuan Walker after an inning plus. He allowed all 8 of the Braves' runs. A lot of baseball left to be played in Gotham tonight. 0-2 pitch. There's the Braves defensive alignment. Pitch number 50 coming up for Anderson. No chase. It's 2-2. Fouled at the plate. Another changeup. And Lindor is still alive. He has reached base in 11 straight games. Crowd trying to get this Mets club back in the game. Marte leads. And the 2-2 pitch. Got him with a high fastball. So Anderson has his first strikeout, and the double play is in order with Pete Alonso coming up.
Yeah, everything had been down, finally climbed the ladder on him. Perfect location.
And Jeff, he was late on a fastball in the first inning. He was late on one in the second.
Yep.
Maybe Ian will throw that pitch a little more. He went to a full count with Alonso in the first inning with 2 outs. And Pete drove it toward the fence in right. Ronald leaped up and brought back what would have been a 2-run homer. Alonso has hit into 11 double plays this year. That's second most on the team. Starling Marte leads the Mets in that dubious category. And he's got a good lead at first. The pitch. Driven to right, but Ronald is right there. Leaps up and makes the play for the second out. Alonso's gone the other way twice. And a quick resolution of Pete Alonso.
Yeah, man. 2 good approaches for him tonight. Ronald right there.
That to me is the biggest evolution for Pete Alonso. 2-strike approach and hitting the ball consistently the other way.
Well, that year he hit, what, 51 home runs, 53? Whatever it was, which was one of the 2 I know in 19. Remember, he would go opposite field a lot. In the last 2 years, it seemed he was more of a pull hitter. Yeah, 53 home runs.
Here's Vogelbach. He bounced out to second, so he's 0 for 1. And that bounces up. No advance by Marte. 1 ball, no strikes. Ian Anderson trying to win his 10th game. He's got to get through 5 innings to qualify for a victory. He's up to 55 pitches. He's had base runners in every frame. He's scattered 4 hits. He's given up a run on a Brandon Nimmo RBI single. The inning ended when Michael Harris threw out Luis Guillorme at the plate to end the 2nd inning. Good curveball. Even count. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If they remake a Babe Ruth movie, here's my lead actor among active major league players. He had a great line in the New York newspapers today when asked about his
Did he not?
power.
Oh.
My home runs come in bunches, just like I buy donuts. That's what Vogelbach said. 3 balls and a strike. Come on,
Appreciate
Ian.
that humor.
Mets had a 2-out rally last inning. Don't want to get to McNeil. Make him lead off the 4th. 3 balls and a strike to Vogelbach. 3 2-out walks in an 8-1 game. So he'll start with a fresh set of strikes to McNeil, who grounded out his first time up. McNeil 0 for 10 against Ian Anderson now with that 2nd inning ground out. Got ahead with a curveball, fouled straight back. It's 0-1. Good pitch. There you go. Change up down. Got a swing and a miss.
Now it's 0-2. Now you can get him to expand.
Anderson back to 50-50 with first pitch strikes. As you said, opens up the whole palette for him. 2 on, 2 out. Long inning for Ian Anderson. It started with an infield hit. It continued with a 2-out walk. Now McNeil digs in, down to his last strike. And the inning is over. Good pitch by Ian Anderson. Long frame, 23 pitches, but he protects a 7-run lead as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Eddie Rosario with a 4 RBI night will get things started. Braves lead 8-1. Eddie is tonight's player resume. Jeff, that's brought to you by Indeed.
He's done outstanding work. You see that 367, 11 RBIs in the last 9 games. This game so far, a big 3-run homer and then split the gap in left center for a double.
So let's see if Eddie can raise that batting average a couple of points with a base hit right here.
Raised his average 69 points in those 9 games.
Remember the slow start for Rosario. Tough to hit when you can't see, and that was the case for Eddie. Had to undergo retinal surgery. And obviously, the swing is in good shape right now. He's average at 189 overall. And while that does not sound like much, as you saw on that graphic, it's rising rapidly.
Yeah, look, for him, all you care about where he's at now and what he's doing.
High fly ball toward right. And Marte will make the grab. 1 out in the Atlanta 4th. Williams doing a nice job in relief. Has yet to allow a run. As Ozuna stands in, Marcel is 0 for 2. Marcel has flied out to left and has popped to second. He's sitting on 19 homers for the Braves. Atlanta with 8 runs on 9 hits. This one hit toward Nimmo in center, and he's got plenty of room. 2 outs. And before William Contreras bats, let's enjoy a quick word from Zaxby's.
Fried chicken salad under 600 calories with the dressing? You better believe it. Only at Zaxby's.
Williams reached on an error, and he too has flied out. So he's up for the 3rd time in the first 4 innings of this game. Braves trying to earn their 4th win head-to-head with the Mets. We've got 3 more games left in this series. And then 7 left against the Mets, all in Atlanta, including the final 3 home games of the regular season.
So you got 4 big ones after that series in Miami. Big homestand. Then you got the Astros coming in for 3 after that.
This is, at least on paper, Jeff, I think you would agree, the toughest portion of the Braves schedule to this point. Right now the Braves in a stretch of 23 games in 23 days. And they got off to a great start. 4 in the first, 4 in the second, and lead by 7. And a swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Williams. And that's the first time either offense has been retired in order tonight. Lead out the Braves defense. Ronald Acuna Jr. took away a home run. Ian Anderson loved that. Michael Harris on a Nimmo single throws out Guillorme to the plate. That's our T-Mobile coverage cam. And Kelly Kroll, everybody loves a good defensive effort. Even the new guys, right?
Unbelievable. First of all, this is one of the best spots for me as far as getting to watch the dugout and listen to these guys. And keep in mind, Michael Harris had already stopped a runner from advancing, right, with the throw to third, and then he had that throw home. And Robbie Grossman's down here next to Spencer Strider, and you see him just look over with huge eyes, and he goes, wow, is he for real? Like, and I think, I don't know, I don't want to say we get spoiled watching Michael Harris every night, but maybe we do a little bit. I mean, we've become accustomed to seeing him do that, but for an outfielder who just joined the team, obviously probably hasn't seen a whole lot of Michael Harris, he is certainly impressed with the arm he has.
Well, and if you want to make your case for a Rookie of the Year award, there's no better place to do it than on the bright baseball stage of New York.
Well, I think that's the thing. Just seeing these first 2 games, him playing here, he's not overwhelmed by any of these moments, which you appreciate for a young kid. He's been so solid.
Tyler Naquin is the hitter. So let's go back to 05. What was your first trip to New York like? Like an Atlanta kid playing?
That was my first game on the road to start the second half. It was, Shea Stadium. Glab was pitching for the Mets, so it was, definitely different.
1 ball, 2 strikes for Tyler Naquin, the Mets left fielder who has singled and scored tonight.
That's when we went to San Fran in Arizona, and Brian Jordan told me to pack a jacket for San Fran. I thought he was crazy. Step off the plane and it's about 50 degrees. I'm like, well, all right.
Do you remember what you did in your first game here? As this one is smacked towards center, but the park's going to hold that. Michael Harris puts that away. Naquin is retired.
I don't actually.
2 for 4.
Nice.
2 for 4 in your first game in New York. Ian could use an easy inning. Good start. Gets Naquin. Now Guillorme is the batter. He walked in the second inning for New York.
I always said, you come up here, it's just a fun atmosphere to play in. If you remember Shea Stadium with the big bowl, that place got loud.
Got very loud.
Sound system out in center field.
Until Chipper came up, and then the place got real quiet. So the Braves have not one, but 2 Rookie of the Year candidates that they will unfurl in this series. Michael Harris in center field, and Spencer Strider is going to pitch here on Sunday afternoon.
That's what you worry about. They're going to take votes away from each other.
I'm asking because I don't know. Could you have co-rookies of the year? I guess you could. I don't know how that would work.
Yeah, I guess if they're tied, I don't think it's ever happened, has it?
2 balls, no strikes for Guillorme. A lot of standing around in the Atlanta infield and outfield. With a 7-run lead, Ian has really struggled to make quick work of these hitters, and he issues another 4-pitch walk. That's 4 walks in the game, and Tomas Nido is coming up with 1 man out. 8-1 is your score. We're in the 4th inning of game 2. Truist Park offers exclusive premium clubs that combine spectacular views of world-class baseball with first-class amenities. Go to Braves.com/premium and learn more about all of the newly renovated club spaces at Truist Park, and to join the 2023 premium membership waitlist. Nido walked in the New York second. Oh, 0-2. Short lead at first by Guillorme. The pitch.
Good pitch, just missed off the outside part.
That's hit toward right. Ronald retreats, checks the wall, and stops a step onto the warning track. And Nido is the second out. Brandon Nimmo is 2 for 2 and is coming up next.
almost kind of done the damage against Ian. Let off the game with a double in the gap and hit that single, base load single up the middle. And Michael Harris made that beautiful throw to Contreras.
Nimmo, a case study as to how everyone's path to the major leagues is very different. He's from Wyoming. He did not have a high school baseball team. And here he is in the major leagues playing center field for the Mets. And he's going to ground out to second, and Anderson has a much needed easy inning. No runs, no hits, a man left. Off we go to the fifth. It's all Braves in game 2. To the top of the fifth we go in New York. It's all Braves, who scored 4 in the first, 4 in the second. Home runs by Eddie Rosario and Michael Harris. They chased Taijuan Walker. Trevor Williams is back to work as this first pitch by Arcia is skied to left. 1 pitch and 1 man out. Michael Harris has had a great coming out party in New York. 3 hits, a homer, 3 RBIs. Jeff, here's what he did in the Atlanta second tonight.
Take a look here. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. Did a great job. Ball out over the plate. Drop the bat head on it. At 103.70 for his 10th home run of the season. Get him in double digits.
That's what I like about this kid's game, at least to this point in his young major league career, Jeff. He's not just a dead pull hitter. He has been line to line.
On you look, too, he's scored 37 runs to 33 RBI, so he's doing it all.
(8-1) Atlanta trying to get that game back in the divisional race, and Harris tries to split the gap in right center. That's down in front of Marte. Michael is going to head to second, helmet flying. Here comes the throw, and he is out. Michael wants the Braves to check the replay. He was thinking 2 out of the box. He gets the single, and for the moment he's thrown out at second base. And the Braves say check it.
Wonder all the time when a guy's got to come hard like that, if he can get that tag on him, you know, before he can kind of swim move there.
Atlanta is challenging the out call at second base.
This might be a better angle to see. Oh, I think that right hand caught the bag before he slapped the tag on him. I think Harris has a...
So for the moment, Harris has a 2-hit game, a homer and a single. We'll see if this call is overturned. The crowd groaning in New York, leading us to believe that
I think
this
they
one
saw
may go
that,
the Braves' way.
Yeah, I think they saw that right hand sneak in there. Good throw by Marte. The
hand was on the bag. The tag was high on the forearm, up by the elbow. But again, is there enough to change the call?
After review, the call stands. The runner's out. Atlanta will lose its challenge.
So it's a single. It's an 8-6 putout. From that angle, I'm with you. It looks like he got the fingertips to the corner of the bag before the tag was applied. So give Marte an assist. Good defensive play by the Mets right fielder. And Ronald Acuna Jr. is coming up. It is great to hear the opposing team starting to boo Ronald. You know why?
Means he's doing something.
Got it. He's got 2 hits, a run, and a stolen base tonight. And this one shot into left field, a base hit number 499 in his career. And the inning continues for Atlanta. 3 singles for Ronald Acuna Jr. tonight.
Kind of in Ronald's happy zone, down and in. Loves to be able to drop that bat head.
So Acuna coming to life against the Mets. 3 for 4 is he. Now Dansby will try to chase him around. And Swanson lifts one toward left, but right at Naquin. And that will retire the side. We go to the home 5th. The Braves in command of game 2. Two of 5, and MLB.TV is now $64.99. Watch all out-of-market regular season games live or on demand, plus MLB Big Inning. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for all the details. Big inning personally for Ian Anderson. He's got to get through this 5th with the lead to qualify for the win. He has the Mets 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up. It has been a struggle for Anderson. 43 strikes, 34 balls, and 4 bases on balls here tonight. But as has happened so often, and it's good fortune for Anderson, heck, for any pitcher, he has been, as we said, the best run-supported starter for the Braves all year, and he had 8 runs after 2 innings tonight. Marte, another infield hit for the Mets. He's 1 for 2.
Fastball.
He's got a good one. On the ground, Riley, nice play to his right. He took away a double. 1 out.
Great play. All those drills with Wash, all the ground balls. When it comes to a game, it's just reactionary. Takes 1 step over, gets it, throws a strike to first. One thing too, let's talk how good he is with the glove. Very rarely you see him not give Matt Olson a good throw over first base. Very accurate.
Almost always on the chest.
Yep.
So a good start to the 5th inning. Here's Lindor. He's 0 for 2. And this one squid just out of reach of Dansby Swanson. He beats the shift. And Lindor has reached for the first time tonight. 12 straight games he's aboard for the Mets. A 1-out single. And that'll bring up Alonso.
Just out of the reach of Dansby.
So Alonso has played catch with Ronald twice. Is 0 for 2 in the game. Alonso, an all-star for New York. Brian Snitker got to manage him for the National League out in Los Angeles. And that one up and under the chin. That was close. A very wild pitch, and Alonso fortunate to get out of the way.
Trying to pitch inside, and that one got away from him.
Here's where superstars earn their stripes. After a close call like that, can they dig in? And Anderson missed down and away. Ball 2. You've got a 7-run lead. Nobody up in the Braves bullpen. This is Anderson's inning. Every inning, every pitch, every out you get tonight saves you in tomorrow's doubleheader and Sunday's 4 o'clock day game.
Kind of hoping he could get out of this by 90-91, and maybe you could sneak him back out there and try to get through the 6th.
Line into left field, a base hit. Lindor is going to have to hold up. Alonso finally aboard for the Mets. 2 on, 1 away, and Vogelbach the hitter. That ball wasn't hard hit, but I'm telling you, Jeff, you know better than anyone, that is a major league outcome.
You get behind 2-0 and you got to come fastball to a good hitter. Chances are they're going to square it up somewhere.
But the fact that he was able to stay in was really impressive. So now Vogelbach up. He has grounded out and walked. If you get the ball on the ground, you love your chances to turn 2. If he hits it in the air, this place could get loud. And now action has begun in the Braves bullpen. Dylan Lee is getting loose. And the reason for that, Vogelbach, the first of 4 left-hand hitters that Buck Showalter has in his lineup. Once again, Anderson has fallen way behind a Mets hitter. 2 balls, no strikes. At the very top of the zone. Vogelbach is thinking about cutting the lead in half. And that's the pitch he wanted to do it with. 2-2.
Good job, though. He's been kind of missing arm side run with that fastball. That one he was able to bury in on Vogelbach.
Came back to get him with a changeup. Big pitch for Anderson and a huge second out.
That's a sequence. You get a 2-0 changeup, you get that fastball in on him, and then you come back out with a changeup and perfect spot.
And this again where all these lefty batters, if Anderson has his plus stuff, can make him an extremely effective opposing pitcher. He's got McNeil twice. Once on a ground out, once on a strikeout. That changeup is a great neutralizer when it's right for Ian. And he starts him off with a heater. Strike 1. McNeil didn't think so. Lindor, a 1-out single. He's at third. Alonso at first with a base hit. Now 2 are out for McNeil, the Mets second baseman. And Anderson now a strike away from sending us to the 6th inning. Lindor doing what he can to distract Anderson as he leads from third base. Now it's 2-2. Anderson ready. Here she comes. On the ground and a base hit. Alonso will slam on the brakes. McNeil with a base hit to right, the 3rd hit of the inning for New York. And Ian Anderson is not going to pitch deep enough to qualify for the win. It looks like Brian Snitker is on his way out. You've got Dylan Lee getting ready. As 3 singles in this 5th inning for New York makes it an 8-2 game. It was a struggle for
Presented by Kaiser Permanente.
Back in New York, the Mets continue to threaten. They trail 8-2, 2 on, 2 out. Look, everybody wanted to see Ian get through the 5th inning and have a chance to earn the individual win. But Jeff, in a spot like this, you don't worry about individual numbers. You got to win this game.
Well, and when you go up 8-0 like that, that's what you would love to see Ian get that last pitch, that last strike to qualify for the win. With that being said, Tyler Naquin has been hot. 2 home runs last night. You got that hit and then a deep fly ball last time to center. So, and this is where, with Darren Ruff coming in, this is where you'll see Buck with those lefties take a chance here.
Ruff punishes left-handed pitching. That's what Buck Showalter is counting on. But Dylan Lee has been a very special left-handed pitcher all year. That's taken downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Dylan Lee, a 1.61 ERA and 23 relief appearances. He has been so good getting that first batter faced. He's 20 out of 23 in that very important relief statistic. And this one hit toward right. Ronald on the run into the corner, still going, can't get it. It's off the wall. 1 run's going to score. Ball ricochets back toward the infield. Ruff has a double, and the Mets have scored 2 more. And all of a sudden, we have a ball game.
Braves did this to the Mets last night. Pitch off the plate, but Ruff, as you said, Chip, crushes left-handed pitching. It's why they traded for him. And he shot this ball right down the right field line.
So close the book on Ian Anderson. 4 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 4 walks. All the runs in this inning belong to him. And now Eduardo Escobar will hit for Guillorme.
Another thing, Eduardo Escobar crushing left-handed pitching this year too.
The Mets have 3 runs in the inning on 4 hits, no walks. But all the walks and extra base runners flip the lineup card around to this 5th inning. Called foul. It's an even count.
Much last night, the Braves came back on the Mets a couple times. The Mets took the punch. Same thing here. The Braves threw for 3 this inning. You still have a 4-run lead, and you're still in control of this ball game.
That's exactly what I was about to say. As Lee readies with a 1-1 pitch, and foul back and out of play. It's 1-2.
Buck's taking his chance right now, deploying these guys to try to get them back in the game. Ruff came through, but after this, now if you go through the lineup again, you can match up righty with those guys.
You've got Jansen, you've got Iglesias potentially late. Braves still lead by 4. That skips up a foot in front of the dish. 2-2. Citi Field was awfully quiet most of the night. Many of their fans on their feet. With a big inning still going, the pitch is fouled away. Curveball. Still 2-2. Escobar has 12 homers. He has 42 RBIs. He's hitting .194 with RISP. The pitch. Sharply hit, base hit. Here comes Ruff around third. They're going to wave him. He will score. 8-5. So Ruff and Escobar with back-to-back hits, and New York has a 4-run inning.
Well, that ball was right out over the plate. Lee trying to come in. And spiked those 2 sliders, and for Escobar after that, he kind of zeroed in on that fastball.
Momentum is a fickle thing, isn't it? Now Tomas Nido with a runner at first and 2 outs. Nido tonight has walked and flied out this long inning. Will mean the Braves will have to face the top part of the Mets order in the 6th. What was a comfortable 8-0 lead is now 8-5. Colin McHugh is getting ready. Nido, the 8th man to bat in the inning. The 3rd faced by Dylan Lee. Pop fly to right. Ronald over near the stands. He is there, and he's got it. And the inning comes to a close. The Mets have made a game of it. They score 4 runs. We go to the 6th.
Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, and by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life.
The Braves did all the scoring early. The Mets have just scored 4. It's now an 8-5 game after 5. Here are your changes for the Mets. Darren Ruff has taken over in left field. Eduardo Escobar is now manning the hot corner for New York. And the Mets will go to their bullpen again. Their 3rd pitcher of this game is left-hander Joely Rodriguez. Nice job by Trevor Williams, Jeff. 4 innings of 4-hit shutout ball.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he gave up a few hits, had some trouble, but was able to make pitches. So you can see they're bringing in Rodriguez with the lefties Olson and Rosario coming up to try to keep this game. This is where now it's time for the offense. Now they've given you 8 runs, but try to put 1 or 2 across and just give yourself a little bit more breathing room again.
Rodriguez in his last 1 1/3 innings has given up 4 earned runs and 4 walks. So a patient approach might be a good idea here against the Mets left-hander. Matt Olson is 2 for 2.
I was going to say the right guy's up. Matt Olson will take his walk.
This can't be a fun at bat if you're a left-handed hitter.
He's slinging that thing from out there.
Rodriguez really polished his craft in Japan. He came up with the Phillies first. Last year played with the Rangers and the Yankees. So he's got Matt Olson behind. No balls and 2 strikes.
It's a hard changeup, 89 miles per hour.
Matt is 1 for 2 head-to-head with the Mets lefty. Need a run or 2. Get momentum back in the Braves dugout. They do lead. However, it's 8-5. Another hard changeup. It's 1-2. Strike 3, and Olson knew it.
So you could tell Matt never really got comfortable at AB. Never saw it. One pitch he did swing out was that changeup. Ball was almost a little on the outer part, but down the middle, and Matt couldn't pull the trigger.
So he'll have to work carefully to Austin Riley, who has reached base a couple of times tonight. He's also scored 2 runs. Austin Riley leads the big leagues in extra base hits. And he shoots this one into right. That'll drop in front of Marte. A clean single for Riley. And there's a start for Atlanta. Hit number 12 in tonight's game.
Didn't hit it hard, but with the right approach, shot it the other way. Off the end of the bat.
Rosario, a homer, a double, and 4 RBIs in tonight's game. This will be a challenge. Again, another left-handed hitter for the Braves. It's taken low. 1 ball, no strikes. (8-5) Atlanta. The Braves have never trailed tonight. They got 4 in the first, 4 in the second. If you're just joining us, that's just got 4 in the 5th. And an even count. Michael Gibbons is up in the Mets bullpen. Colin McHugh continues to throw for the Braves. It is a battle of the bullpens tonight. Braves knocked out Taijuan Walker in the 2nd inning.
Gibbons made his first appearance a couple nights ago for the Mets versus the Nationals. Not a good start for him. Gave up 4 runs against the Nationals in the 9th inning.
After Rosario, Ozuna, Contreras, and Arcia, 3 right-handed batters are due for the Braves. Rosario, the third batter Rodriguez has faced. That's the minimum he has to see in a relief appearance. And he's about to make his 10th pitch. And it was a beauty. Rosario down on strikes. 2 men are out. And now Marcell Ozuna, the hitter, 0 for 3. Ozuna also 1 for 2 against the Mets left-hander. He is bringing it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, it's 93, but it looks so much harder because of kind of his windup and how he's slinging it. You can tell it's getting on these hitters.
Hit towards second, and McNeil will fire to first. Top of the order for the Mets in the bottom of the 6th, but the Braves still in command. If you're just joining us, that's brought to you by the Green Machine. Jeff, as I said earlier, Braves scored early. The Mets have done the late scoring.
Yeah, Braves got out to that quick 8-0 lead. Now they're kind of hanging on. It'd be nice to have a good, clean inning here. And Dylan Lee on to get Nimmo. You'll probably see Colin McHugh come in after that. Need a shutdown inning.
Nimmo's been tough to shut down, though. He has doubled. He has singled. That single brought home a run. Let's not forget Michael Harris threw out a man at the plate earlier. As this ball is bunted, Riley charges, gloves, grabs, guns, and got him. What a play.
Beauty.
Nimmo tried to surprise the Braves, but Riley made the grab, avoided his charging pitcher, and threw a strike for the first out.
Bunted this one a little bit too hard. Riley makes a beautiful snag. Knows he's got to get rid of it quick. We've seen Austin make such strong throws on the run. Does it again.
Let's not forget Acuna also took away a 2-run homer. Atlanta's defense a huge part of this story tonight. Atlanta leads it 8-5, 1 away in the home 6th. Alma mater at Truist Park. It's college night time at Atlanta's beautiful new home ballpark. With the college night ticket package, you'll get a co-branded stadium seat and a Braves ticket. Upcoming college nights include Kennesaw State August 16th, Tennessee on August 18th, and Jeff's beloved Clemson Tigers on August 21st.
That's right.
Great play by Austin Riley. The Mets have 2 outs left in the 6th inning, and former Met Colin McHugh is on to pitch. This is already his 37th game, and he has done good work against the Mets. He'll face Starling Marte with the bases empty and an 8-5 Braves lead.
I still remember when he came in to relieve Tyler Matzek here in New York back in May and got 3 pivotal outs with the bases loaded.
Mark Canha, strikeout victim, was one of the big ones. And he pounds the zone there to Starling Marte. Marte, an infield hit in 3 tries tonight. His 2nd hit of the series. Rolled toward third, foul. A slider had Starling out in front.
You can come in and get these 2 outs, and you like where you can turn it over to with Minter, Iglesias, and Jansen. It's kind of the look I'm sure they're hoping for in 7, 8, 9 inning.
Here comes a 2-strike pitch. Swing and a miss. Boy, that ball exploded. And Marte swung at a ball in the left-hand batter's box for the second out of the inning.
Wow. That ball had some serious movement.
The old-time announcers would say he couldn't have hit that with a canoe paddle.
No, not even close.
So thank you very much. Here's Lindor. And up and away, 1 ball, no strikes. The bottom part of the Braves order will come up in the 7th inning. It has been an offensive game tonight. 13 runs, 21 combined hits, and 14 men left on base. There has been a ton of offensive traffic. Base hit the other way. Lindor got a cutter, didn't miss it. And he will stand at first in front of Pete Alonso.
Yeah, we talk about Lindor having a good year this year. Last year, not so much. Doing little things like this. Second time in a row now, they're playing the shift. He's got a guy in McHugh who likes to work the ball away, and you see him just slap it the other way and get on. Like, he's got power, he's going to hit it, but he's able to do that too. And that's what made him so dynamic in Cleveland.
Pete Alonso has only faced Colin McHugh once, and Pete has struck out. He's 1 for 3 with a run scored tonight. The best he could do is make it a 1-run game. Oh, what a rip and foul back. This is what Pennant Race baseball is all about. 2 heavyweight teams punching and counterpunching. Atlanta scored 8 runs in the first 2 innings. The Mets scored 4 in the 5th. It's 8-5. One ball, 1 strike for the Mets first baseman. Great pitch, and McHugh a strike away from sending us to the 7th.
I like going right back to that pitch. You gave him his fastball 91, he fouled it off. Now you got him on that pitch, you can even try to expand a little more. Get him to chase a little.
He did go to it, and Alonso thought about it.
He almost did.
So he's thrown that twice in a row. What do you think he'll try here?
I'd go right back there again. The perfect pitch would be that pitch front door to him, but at the same time, last thing you want to do is, to me, get too much of the plate. Next thing you know, it's a 1-run game.
Looks like they will try that outside corner again. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Missed his spot, and Alonso fouled it back. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, you don't want to walk.
No.
Because you've got the powerful Vogelbach in the on-deck circle. And if another runner reaches, he represents the tying run. There is action in the Braves bullpen. McHugh is facing his 3rd batter. And the crowd getting loud again. Lindor leads, takes off. Pitch is outside, and the Mets will bring the tying run to the plate. 2-out walks have been a huge part of the pitching story for Atlanta tonight. Ian Anderson walked 3 with 2 outs. Colin McHugh loses Pete Alonso. And now the Braves go lefty-lefty with Vogelbach in the box and an 8-5 Atlanta lead. What a game in New York. High drama in the bottom of the 6th inning. A.J. Minter is on to send us to the 7th. Buck Showalter is going to go to his bench. He will take down Vogelbach, and he will bring on Mark Canha, who's hitting .270 on the season.
He's taking his chance here. He's got 1st and 2nd. Now what he's done is the rest of this game, all those righties, you're going to have it set up for Iglesias and Jansen. But important here for Minter to get out of this inning.
Mets are 5 for 10 with runners in scoring position in this game. 2 on, 2 out. And Canha swung at a slider in the dirt. So important to get strike 1. AJ did that. Minter's last outing, a good one against the Phillies. A scoreless inning with a couple of strikeouts. We'd like a quick finish to the 6th here. Changeup from AJ. He'll feature that pitch every now and then. It just missed. Even count.
Spiked fastball, 98.
Canha has worked himself into a 2-1 count. cutter.
Yeah, good cutter.
2-2. Two real defensive swings by Canha in this sequence. Well, what are you looking for?
I mean, you got to believe right here he's throwing you 2 cutters and you haven't looked good at it.
Minter comes set. Here comes his 2-2 pitch. Struck him out. Perfect pitch. Inning over. A.J. Minter puts out a 6th inning fire, and we are off to the 7th. Cold-blooded, outside corner. Braves still lead by 3. Minter to swing momentum right back into the Braves dugout with the Mets threatening again in the 6th. What a strike to Mark Canha.
Yeah, and what a great pitch selection. All the pitches in, cutter in. You had the feeling after what he just took at 97, painted away. He was thinking that cutter, and AJ threw a perfect pitch.
So Michael Givens is on to face the Braves in the 7th inning. Lower third is coming up. Givens made his Mets debut, as Jeff said, August 3rd. He allowed 5 earned runs. He's tied for the league in wins for relievers and is 14th with 51 strikeouts. We saw him earlier this year with the Cubs, and what's immediately noticeable, he has kind of that Louis Tiant kind of twist where he turns his back to the opposing batter. Well, let's add on here. This game's gotten a little too close for comfort.
Yeah, it'd be nice, I'll tell you, to put even 1 or 2 up just to separate yourselves a little bit.
That missed off the plate apparently. And it's 3-0. Joely Rodriguez, an inning, 1 hit, struck out 2. Colin McHugh retired 1 batter, gave up a hit, no runs. Minter struck out the only batter he faced. McNeil, Ruff, and Escobar are coming up in the Mets 7th. We'll see how the Braves play it out. And a 4-pitch walk starts the Atlanta 7th. Thank you very much. Good start to the inning. Orlando Arcia coming up. Here's a quick word from Delta.
Delta, proud to be the official airline of the 2021 World Champion Atlanta Braves.
Arcia 0 for 2. He's also been hit by a pitch. Let's make them pay for a free base runner. And that's in for a strike. That pitch lofted toward left. Ruff on the run, and Nimmo is there. He'll make the play. Back to first is Contreras. And there is out number 1. New York's a tough place to make a bad first impression. You mentioned the rough outing for Givens in his Mets debut. One reason they got him, he had been a very hot pitcher. He had not allowed an earned run in 16 straight outings since the middle of June before the Nats touched him off.
You know, that's such a tough thing, though, because he's been pitching in some high leverage situations. He came into a 9-0 game. Talking to Buck Sherwold, said, I wanted to get him on the mound before he got home here to New York in front of these fans. Fortunately for him, it just kind of snowballed.
And now he runs into Michael Harris, who has not been dazzled by the bright lights of Broadway at all. 2 more hits tonight, including a 2nd inning home run, his 10th in his career. He's also added a 5th inning single. Hitters count 2-0. Now 3-0. Ronald Acuna Jr. has a 3-hit night tonight. He needs 1 hit for 500 as a major league player. Let's bring him up with traffic on. Good take. 3-1. On the ground to third, short hop by Escobar, and it's a double play. Nothing Contreras could do about that. Had to make sure the ball wasn't caught on the fly. It was, and that sends us to the stretch. It's presented by Georgia Natural Gas. Trevor Scales and Brian Jordan are standing by to break down Ronald's big series in New York. Take it away, guys. Series. A.J. Minter works through the bottom part of the Mets lineup here in the 7th. Before he does that, here's a quick word from Academy Sports and Outdoors.
With our free in-store assembly and pre-assembled grills and smokers, buy online at academy.com and pick up in-store. So keep those grilling plans at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Jeff McNeil will start things for the Mets. Then it's Ruff, a right-hand batter. And then Escobar, who checked in and recorded a 5th inning RBI hit. There is action in the Braves bullpen as Minter will face his 2nd hitter. He struck out Mark Canha to end the 6th. McNeil 1 for 3, an 8-game hitting streak. Good start, strike 1.
See Iglesias warming up down in the bullpen, but this is where, to me, you trust A.J. Minter right here. Even with Ruff and Escobar coming up, you're going to want them to face him, because if you pull Iglesias too early into the game, then you really, Chip, have to make sure they can get an inning and a third, inning and 2/3 to get it to Jansen. So you got a 3-run lead. See if Minter can get through the 7th, and then that sets up what you want in the 8th and 9th.
McNeil quickly behind, 0-2. Fortunate to foul that off. This guy's a tough out. Uses that very unique bat, chokes way up. Has excellent bat control, can spray the ball to all fields. It's almost like that one came off the lathe a little early when the bat was manufactured. 0-2. Strike 3. Minter has punched out 2 Mets in a row, 1 away in the bottom of the 7th.
Oh, beautiful pitch. At the bottom of the zone. You can see McNeil look back at the umpire, hoping he doesn't call it.
So here's Darren Ruff, a 2-run double hit the other way in the 5th inning. And that's upstairs. Obviously Ruff's order of batting gloves hasn't come in yet. He's got orange gloves. There's some orange in the Mets color scheme.
Different orange.
But it's a different orange. He's wearing those Giants colors. And that's taken low, ball 2. You were a teammate with Darren.
Yeah. he had some good couple of years over there in San Fran, and Buck Showalter brought him over to have him and Vogelbach kind of be that platoon DH.
2 balls and a strike. One thing you know, the Braves have got to clean up the rest of the series of the walks.
Yep. Give him some free passes.
Especially tonight. Braves have walked 5 men. 4 of them have been with 2 outs. 1 out here and a 3-1 count. And in the air to center, Harris on his horse. He's got it on the warning track. 2 out.
Hit that on the button. Great job by Michael, though. That's why it's so nice having a center fielder that gets great jumps, can go back on the ball. Ball was hit hard. He made that play look easy.
2/3 of the earth is covered by water. The rest is covered by Michael Harris.
I like that.
It's an oldie but a goodie.
Is that original?
You know better. Here's Escobar. He has an RBI hit. He'll flip around at bat right-handed now. Base is empty. 2 outs. Riley on the line at third. The pitch. Eight 5 Braves lead. They've out hit the Mets 12-10. Tomas Nido is the Mets catcher. He waits on deck.
Escobar originally supposed to be their everyday third baseman, switch hitter, but has not had much luck from the left side of the plate this year. With that being said, from this side of the dish, he can hit.
.261 against left-handed pitching with 6 homers. AJ's just missing arm side. 3-1 the count. No more 2-out walks. Jeff's hair is gray enough already.
I know, right? You're in my beard.
.98. Hit it if you can.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that one.
Braves live post game will follow us. Game 2 in New York. Day-night doubleheader tomorrow. Boy, this is an entertaining game to break down, and there are a lot of twists and turns. The Braves scored the first 8 runs and lead 8-5. Late, the 3-2 pitch. Try again. I think it's safe to say neither manager got from their starting pitching what they wanted in tonight's game. That will make tomorrow's drama even more so. Yes, you'll get an extra pitcher or player for the doubleheader. But Taijuan Walker went 1. Ian Anderson couldn't get through 5 with an 8-run lead. 3-2 pitch.
They really both these first 2 games offensively. Both teams swung the bats pretty well. Carrasco got off to a good start yesterday. Each manager has a pitcher named Max going tomorrow, and I'm sure they're hoping to change a fortune.
Yeah, don't know the order of the starting assignments for games 3 and 4. As Minter turns it loose again and got him. What an inning and a third for A.J. Minter. 4 batters faced. He struck out 3 of them. And to the 8th we go. Right guys are coming up. Ronald has a 3-hit game. Dansby 2 hits. And the Braves look to add on.
It's the Friday night showdown. Braves vs. Mets from Citi Field, presented by Kaiser Permanente. We head back here to Flushing. Braves up 8-5, top of the 8th. Be nice to get a couple insurance runs here. They've been stuck after 2 innings on this number, but A.J. Minter, 4 batters faced, 3 strikeouts. Slammed the door.
He's been the best man out of the bullpen for the Braves tonight. Now Tommy Hunter is on. He's been tough on the Braves. And he'll try to slow down Ronald Acuna Jr., who has his first 3-hit game since June 21st tonight. And he's 1 hit away from 500 of them already in his major league career. Acuna homered here last night. And Ronald takes a curveball off the plate. If Ronald gets on, he could wreak havoc on the base paths. Braves could use some add-on runs. 4 in the first, 4 in the second. It's been tough since. The Mets' best pitcher, in my opinion, has been Trevor Williams, who went 4 innings of 4-hit shutout relief.
He kept him in the game, that's for sure.
Ronald trying to reel his man in. And took a strike. Braves are 40-16 since June the 1st. Trying to win their 64th game tonight and get a game back in the divisional race.
And he gave him a break on that pitch.
So it's back to 2-2. That is curling into this big crowd in New York, and we've had, as you said, good crowd last night, 38,000 plus. There's more than that here tonight.
Yep.
And a split doubleheader tomorrow beginning at 1:10. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Full count. The Mets have only walked 2 batters in this game. They've hit 2. Let's see if Ronald can reach here with nobody out. Oh, good rip. And fouled back. Didn't mean to, and that's out of play, foul. As we talked about in our opening comments, the Braves have not lost 3 consecutive games all year. When they play in a game where that's on the line, they have gone 11-0 and have averaged over 6 runs a game. They've done better than that tonight with 8. And they've needed just about every one of them to this point. Little pop into shallow center. It is down for a base hit. A 4-hit game for Acuna, and that is number 500.
Four singles tonight. That home run last night, we were hoping it kind of got him going. He got that one in on him a little bit, but still Nimmo playing him deep, able to drop it in.
So hopefully he'll be in scoring position in a split second. He's already stolen 1 base tonight. Dansby is 2 for 4, 2 runs, and RBI. Move him along and get him in. It's an 8-5 game. So a career high in hits for Acuna in a single big league game. And we'll see if that gets Tommy Hunter hot under the collar. By the way, it's Acuna's first career hit against the Mets reliever. now 1 for 7.
You can tell he's trying to keep him on over there, knowing Ronald's speed.
Another step on that lead at first. Another half step now. Not going, and the pitch missed inside. Ball 1. Did you have a preference in the batter's box as to how early in the count a base stealer wanted to go?
No, look, if first 2-3 pitches, as long as you're in a good count, hitter's count, you can afford to take a pitch and let him get second, especially with no outs, because then you can move him over and get him in position too.
Not going. Dansby couldn't check his swing, even count.
So now you get to 1-1, you know, something like that. If you get a good pitch and he goes, you know, I got no problem pulling the trigger either. You can shoot that hole.
A ball and a strike. Acuna leaning and is chased back. One ball, one strike. Not going. Pitch. Fly ball center, but right at Nimmo. And Dansby will be retired with the first out of the inning. Acuna thought about advancing, but he'll head back to first. Get more team coverage, full game replays and highlights. Braves baseball is streaming on the Bally Sports app, and that's presented by Coors Light. Matt Olson will face Hunter for the first time. He's had a good night. He's reached base 3 times and picked up RBI number 68 with a first inning double. Good rip foul back toward us and out of play. Strike 1. Hunter about to make his 15th pitch. And Matt, now a 1-2 count. Acuna's shown no inclination to try to steal here. Let's see if that changes. Eric Young chats with him at the first base bag.
Hunter quick to the plate right now. Nito obviously good arm back there, so you also don't want to run yourself into an easy out.
Not going. The pitch up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's what you love about Matt Olson. He can work a count. Team leader in walks. 36 doubles now. A gapper might get you the 9th run. The stretch and pitch. Took a shot at left. Another 2-2. Swing and a miss. 2 outs. So Hunter has his first strikeout. And Austin Riley is the hitter. Austin's been on base all night long. He's done that with only 1 hit. He's been hit by a pitch. He bounced into a force play. Scored a run in the first and second and drove in a run. And now all of a sudden new life for Hunter as he gets ahead of the Braves cleanup man Austin Riley.
Hunter's really quick to the plate right now.
Let's move out of their shift. They play Austin straight up. The pitch. Swing, fly ball into center, but Nimmo is right there. Riley just missed it, and that's the inning. 9-1-2 coming up for the Mets. The Braves protect an 8-5 lead. And one of the great moves Alex made at the trading deadline is our landmark player comparison. The Braves have not one, but two closers now. At the end of the game, they've got Iglesias, who starred in the American League and with the Reds. Kenley Jansen, you know what he's done this year, Kelly. And, man, what a luxury for any Major League manager to have this kind of late-inning firepower.
Certainly Iglesias and Jansen, actually the only two pitchers to record 30 saves the previous 4 seasons. So, yeah, Snit has two very big arms to turn to in these late innings. And Iglesias was asked exactly about this role right here, and he said, listen, I know I've been closing, but I'll do anything to help this team win. If that means setting up Kenley Jansen, I'm going to do it. He admitted, guys, maybe the fact that he had signed that new 4-year deal with the Angels, he was a little surprised to be traded, but he said if it's going to be to this team and one that's contending for the playoffs, I'm thrilled to be here. And just mentioned what a privilege it is to be back in the bullpen with so many great arms, and all he could do was just smile when he really arrived here yesterday. And even pointed out, of course, Guillermo Heredia, a guy he's known since his days of being in Cuba, and has helped him kind of figure out all those things that these new guys have to figure out, right, Jeff? Whether it's just figuring the locker or which way to turn in the clubhouse. And so I think he's pretty excited to be here.
Yeah, I mean, just to have a familiar face.
First pitch into right center off the bat of Tomas Nido. It's a stand-up double. The Mets won't go away.
Fastball up. I don't know if it was a strike, and Nido roped it to right center. But Iglesias, getting back to kind of what Kelly said, he's had some outstanding seasons. And look, it was tough out there for the Angels. They got off to that hot start and went through those struggles. But the idea that you have two guys, I don't think he minds pitching the 8th, because if Jansen doesn't come back, he just would move into that 9th inning role.
So the top of the order up for the Mets now. It's Brandon Nimmo. He swings the first pitch and pops it up. Harrison Rosario coming on. It is Eddie who makes the play. And Nimmo, 2 outs on his last 2 pitches he's seen in this game. Thank you very much. Here's Starling Marte, a right-hand hitter with 1 on and 1 out. Marte has seen Raisel a lot. He's 5 for 16 head-to-head. And he's got a 1 for 4 night tonight. That hit, another infield hit in the 3rd inning. The calendar says August 5th. It feels like October 5th in New York. Oh, 0-2. What makes this guy so tough on the mound?
He's got great movement on that fastball. It's got a lot of life to it. He's got a really good slider when he's right. But I heard his slider has not been as sharp as it has in the past out in Anaheim, and I think it hurt him a little bit. But I think the Braves, Rick Cranston, feel we can get him back to where he was.
Always wondered, too, when a man is pitching for a club that's having a rough year, a guy with the pedigree that Iglesias has had, if that does affect his overall workload. He's probably not pitching as regularly as he would like, certainly not in the high leverage situations like this one for the Braves in New York.
You think about what the Angels went through, that long losing streak. So you're going to have to get work. So now you're being put in a game where, you know, I mean, there might be no adrenaline going on. You're a closer and you're pitching in an 8-0 game. Got to imagine him coming over here is going to reinvigorate him, and hopefully he can be that setup guy, close if he needs to for this team.
2-strike pitch.
Changeup, he'll throw that too.
Two balls, two strikes. Swing and a miss. Blew it right on by. 2 out. 96, and there's that movement.
So you get 88 coming in at a changeup, and then all of a sudden 96, same kind of movement, just going up. Blew it right by him. Look, we talked right before the trade deadline, you know, some of the needs for this team. And I remember telling you, Chip, I thought the #1 need for this team was a right-handed bullpen guy. I mean, I think Alex went out and got one of the best guys you could get. You also hopefully have Kirby Yates coming, another right-handed guy that you can really throw the gauntlet of the pen.
A strike to Francisco Lindor, who is 1 for 3 against Iglesias head-to-head. This sets up just how the Braves want it. You've got a 3-run lead. You need to get 4 more outs. The other cool thing about Iglesias, he can pitch more than 1 inning if you need him to. I'm not saying he'd prefer to do that, but he has 37 saves of 4 or more outs over the last 5 seasons. That's more than any other reliever.
The Reds did that a lot when he was in Cincinnati.
So he's got Lindor way behind. The pitch. Struck him out. Welcome to Atlanta. Raisel Iglesias with a couple of strikeouts. We go to the 9th. Atlanta by 3.
Welcome to the Friday Night Showdown, presented by Kaiser Permanente.
There.
Braves Baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. And by the Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day.
We head to the 9th inning. What a game. Braves country enjoying this one so far. 8-5 is your score.
And before we put a couple runs up, partner, let's take a quick message from Landmark.
Hi friends, Chip Carey at Landmark Morrow, the #1 dealer in the Southeast, where you get the best deal on hundreds of choices and more for your trade.
Always the best deal, always.
Who better to get a rally started than Eddie Rosario, who has a 4 RBI night tonight. 11 RBIs in his last 9 games. And Hunter back out for New York, which trails by 3. It's an 8-5 score. Rosario 1 for 4 against the Mets reliever. That one hit, you guessed it, a home run. What a job by A.J. Minter and Raisel Iglesias. 2 1/3 innings of work, 5 strikeouts. Out of the Braves bullpen late. And Eddie takes a sinker center cut for a strike. Citi Field in New York, the center of the National League Baseball universe. The top 2 teams in the East squaring off in Game 2 of a 5-game set. Max Fried and Jake Odorizzi, who will make his Braves debut, will pitch for the Braves tomorrow. David Peterson and Max Scherzer in an undetermined order for the Mets as well. Rosario swung over the top, and that's strikeout number 2 for Hunter. 1 away in the Atlanta 9th. Our coverage tomorrow will start at 12:30 Eastern Time with Braves Live. Then we'll have a intermission in between and then have the nightcap for you.
Crazy how similar these games are. Last night and tonight, just flipping on the teams. Middle innings, Braves came back last night, but then the Mets bullpen shut them down. Tonight, Mets were able to kind of make some noise there in middle part, but after that, this Braves bullpen has shut them down.
Hard to play catch up against either one of these teams.
With the bullpens they have.
So I think that was one of your keys to victory tonight. They heard you, scoring 4 in the first and 4 in the second. And that man made history last night for New York as this ball's popped up into shallow right. McNeil out. Marte will give way, and that's the second out. Edwin Diaz, the first 2-inning save of his career. He's unavailable tonight, you would think. Might be unavailable in game 1 tomorrow. So he's sitting in the dugout watching game 2 of this series. You don't want to see him if you can avoid it. As William Contreras, the final hope for the Braves, he's 0 for 3 with a walk here in game 2. Contreras drives that ball deep right center on the first pitch. Big home run. Big insurance run. Atlanta adds on with run number 9 in the 9th.
Well, there you go. 6th opposite field home run now for Contreras this year. Showing that pop. Runner just kind of spun a slider cutter. Contreras drives it right in the Braves bullpen.
So here's Orlando Arcia. Swing and a miss. When we see William after the game, we'll walk up and remind him, son, they don't boo nobodies in New York.
Yeah, right.
So the Braves have a 4-run lead. As this ball on the ground, too short. Lindor, nice scoop. And a slick throw to first. And that will end the inning. Home run number 14 for Contreras. The Braves lead by 4 and need 3 outs. How we hoped Ronald Acuna Jr. would heat up on baseball's brightest stage, and how important he's going to be if the Braves are going to catch and surpass the Mets. I think it's safe to say he's done his part at the plate and in the field tonight.
I talked last night right before the game, and I said, you know, you were hoping a place like this could spark him. The bright lights, that big home run in center field last night. Yes, it was in a loss, but tonight got his 500th career hit and 4-hit game.
Took back a Pete Alonso home run, and now with the Braves comfortably in front, Kenley Jansen will come on and pitch. He was getting loose even with the Braves in front.
Yep.
And kept throwing after the Contreras 2-out solo home run. So he's hot. Get him in the game. Get him some work.
Tell the stat that you just told me, which I think is incredible.
The Braves, if they can get 3 more outs, will snap a 25-game winning streak for the Mets when they have scored 4 runs in a game or more.
Yeah.
So that has been the magic number for Buck Showalter's bunch, but not so tonight because they've given up 9. And Kenley Jansen will tune up with Pete Alonso leading off the 9th inning. Alonso, Canna the DH, and then Jeff McNeil. That's a pretty impressive number. That's also 35-1 since May 27th when they scored 4 runs. So this has really been a terrific game for the Braves, who try to get a game back in this toe-to-toe matchup with the first place Mets. Pete Alonso is 1 for 3. He has singled, scored, and walked his last time up.
Chance to talk with Kenley a little bit, and he said the one thing that's been bugging him lately is the walks. He said that's one thing I usually have pinpoint control. I don't mind giving up a hit here or there, but the walks is what's been frustrating for him.
Yeah, back-to-back games with at least one walk for Jansen. His last appearance was July 31st against the Diamondbacks. It was a tune-up for him. The Braves took care of Arizona, and Jansen was very good in that game. So Pete Alonso starts off the New York ninth. And Kenley gets ahead with that 91-mile-an-hour cutter. The Mets have had to use 5 pitchers. Kenley Jansen is the Braves' 6th. A doubleheader tomorrow. Both clubs will get an extra arm. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and tipped and caught. Alonso is down on strikes. And how about Minter, Iglesias, and Jansen, Jeff? 6 strikeouts through 2 2/3 innings.
This is just 94 reared back right by you. First guy to really throw the ball past Alonso this whole 2 games so far.
Mark Canha bats for the 2nd time. He was struck out in the 6th inning, which stunned this crowd of 40,305 here in game 2. Another cutter, another strike. Boy, like that, he's filling up the strike zone. Jansen 6 pitches, 1 ball.
Like you said, when they went and got Iglesias, that was kind of the 7th, 8th, 9th inning thing you were talking about. I mentioned too, Yates hopefully be joining the crew soon.
Don't know if Yates is in consideration to join the big league club. He did pass a very important hurdle. He's pitched in back-to-back games on his rehab.
I know this. If he's anything like the guy I saw in San Diego, I'd like to see him up here.
All help appreciated for sure. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Canha. Base is empty. Braves 2 outs away. High fly ball left center. Curling out toward Michael Harris, who puts the squeeze on that. And the Braves need 1 more out. It's Jeff McNeil coming up. You know, Kenley Jansen is up for the challenge of getting the Braves closer to first. He's looking good tonight. And McNeil stands in the way of an Atlanta victory. 9-5 your score, 2 outs. Mets fans starting to race for the subway. Fly ball again. Harris retreating, still going back. Warning track. Wall, it's gone. McNeil timed a sinker and didn't miss it. A solo home run with 2 outs. And some of the fans are going to stand and stick around for a moment.
Good swing by McNeil. Seeing those lefties we saw Naquin yesterday, Harris, McNeil kind of drive that thing right in that left center gap between the 358 and 370 sign. Ball's really flying in that area.
So Darren Ruff is the hitter for the Mets. Ruff is 1 for 2. And a strike. Wonder who will get the win. Ian Anderson didn't go deep enough to qualify tonight. Lee, McHugh, Minter, Iglesias, and now Jansen. It is the scorekeeper's discretion. And often it's who pitched the most effectively.
Minter'd be a good one.
So we'll wait and see. We're not there yet. Need 2 more strikes. Ruff ahead in the count. Now we're a strike away. It's 2-2. Oh, the Braves fans are on their feet behind the Atlanta dugout, chanting and chopping and waiting for one more strike. Big night for Eddie Rosario. 4 RBIs. 4-hit game for that man, Ronald Acuna Jr. This has been a marathon ball game. Base runners everywhere. But when the games mattered most, the Braves bullpen has come through here in the late innings. Kenley ready with his 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. Popped up right side. Olsen foul ground, avoids the umpire to the warning track. Braves win it 9-6. The series even at a game apiece. A 3-hour and 38-minute extravaganza. The Braves get the game back in the division. They're 3.5 out, and a doubleheader, Jeff, looming tomorrow.
Big win after last night coming in here and getting behind early. You came back, you got the loss today. We talked about 40,000 tonight here at Citi Field, and the Braves offense took them out of the game right away. Came back, but then this Braves bullpen, can't say enough about Minter, Iglesias, and Jansen here in the 9th inning. And that man right there, Eddie Rosario, great ball game.
Eddie Rosario looking like the LCS MVP.
Get your sleep, partner. We got a long day tomorrow.
It's going to be a great day. Braves and Mets, a doubleheader. Our coverage starts at 12:30 Eastern Time on Bally Sports Southeast. Max Fried and Jake Odorizzi in some order are going to pitch for the Braves in the 3rd day of this 5-game series. What a night. Atlanta wins it 9-6. For Kelly and Jeff, I'm Chip. Stick around. Braves Live is next.